Alright, I think we're good. Hello everybody, welcome to Stream Time. Today we're going to be doing some Dungeons & Dragons Online stuff. It's going to be pretty exciting. Got some cool news in a couple different places. So news number one, we're going to take a look into this, is I gotta... No. There we go. Had to adjust the volume a little bit. There's a couple new exciting things that we got going on today. So in order of the things, one, the bot that we have now works with both. There it is. So I now can track everything. So both what happens on Twitch and on YouTube, which is very exciting for me. So I can easily track when people are joining and following and doing other stuff. And then also their bot commands now work both on Twitch and YouTube as well. So all the commands they go back and forth. So if you wanted to check out any of the clips of death or get any access to any of the links or any of the weird stuff that we have, it's all there, which is nice. It also means that now I can do stuff that will actually incorporate both chats, which is kind of interesting. I didn't even know that was possible, but it is possible. But anyway, hello everybody, welcome back to the Stream. I'm your host, Tom. Today we're going to be whipping Sunflasts at the ground and throwing them away because we don't need them. How many Sunflasts do I have on me? I have a backpack's worth, it's probably enough. But we're going to be continuing this character build, which is pretty fun. Oh, we didn't do Ravenloft yet, did we? We should go do that. So it should be pretty good. Level 12. Gonna go do Ravenloft, work on level 13. And, yeah. You're more than welcome to join if you happen to be around. Ravenloft 1 and 2. 1 of 8. Unless, are there any 11s that you want to do? Or are we just going to do all of Ravenloft in one go, take the Saga bonuses, XP, and then just go straight to Giant Hold?
I like option 2. I love that.
Alright. 1 of 12, then. So we do that. Barovian Sunflask, here we come. I wish. That'd be so cool. Could you imagine if we could do that? If there was a Barovian Sunflask? That would be exceedingly convenient, and I would love to see that. Into the mists, there it is. But yeah, character's working out pretty well. Some of the extra stats we got, Sapping, Ambition, Chemical Weapon, Contaminated Strikes. These things actually add a reasonably large amount of damage, and it is quite noticeable. So yeah, this is pretty sweet. Would have to have returning, though. Yeah. If there was a... I'm curious... if there will be an item like that added into the game. I think the fact that this got this cool arc, like when you whip it, how it, like, you know, it's got that arc that's going on, like, it's just neat. Wait, there it goes. It's like you can kind of run with it. You just like whip it up, catch. It actually does hit you on the head, which is kind of neat. It has collision with other players, which it shouldn't. It should not have collision with other players, but the Sunflasks unfortunately do. If you target a monster and you're like me and you have precise shot, it won't hit other players or things in between. But if you don't have precise shot turned on, you run into that problem, which is really interesting. And also, oddly enough, this weapon effect does piercing damage because it counts as a dart. While you have enchant weapons turned on, so you need to keep that in mind and turn it off when you fight like undead or skeletons, zombies, stuff like that to get the extra damage. Because losing 3 hit and damage is not as important as losing way more damage from actual physical damage reduction effects. Yeah, welcome everybody. I hope everyone's having a good day, as I am. It's Monday. Good old Monday. Everyone had a good weekend as well. But we're back with the SUNFEST going on. A reminder, if you haven't gotten your SUNFEST shirts, you can go ahead and buy some SUNFEST shirts. I've had quite a few purchase orders going through, and it's pretty exciting. Hope people will be excited to get their stock. I want to see people posting pictures on Twitter, and all over the internet, everywhere. You know what I mean? Get the stream team fully loaded. Also, I was able to successfully send out some merchandise to Mr. End of Line, who won the Twitch contest. So the next, or Twitch giveaway, next one will be YouTube giveaway. That will be this week for the YouTube video that I am going to be, at the very least, making tomorrow. Uploading probably on Wednesday. So we'll be doing that. So that should be exciting. So if you're sitting here and you're like, man, I would love one of those fancy SUNFEST t-shirts, Jim Tom, but I can't get one. Don't worry. I got you. Make it happen. Oh, wolves. I saw you casting spells, and I forgot what class you were. I like, didn't look. I was like, wait a minute. Why is there fireballs and stuff? What is happening? Taking a saga waste the overage, or will that roll over? Sagas go above the cap. So they will fully roll over, so you never have to worry about that. See ya, buddy. Man, that feels good. Holy crap. Might as well do the optional. We're already here. Man, I just want to hit these guys. Oh god. This is going to get even more irritating. But yeah, praise the sun, everybody. It's pretty exciting. I'm looking forward, or like the fact that this character is like pretty much working. My only worry about something like Ravenloft is that monsters, there's supposed to be a higher quantity of them with more health. We've used quite like few Sunflasks in comparison to how many I thought we were going to be using. Initially I thought, you know, there was a potential that it would burn out around level 14 or 15. That's probably not going to be the case. If I do run out, it will be on that final leg, that level 18 if I run out. So this may be actually very close on how many Sunflasks we're actually going to be able to, you know, get away with using. Just gonna horse over unless you needed a weapon from that guy.
I'm good.
There's some book on the way. Apparently I did not. Sick. Yeah. Anything from the Saga and XP crystals, speaking of XP crystals, just like this one from your daily dice roll, will actually go above the cap. So you can be like level 1 and say you're capped out, so, you know, I'm, you know, still leveling. But if you were to keep getting XP, so if I was rank 65, you could actually take this and get up to rank 66 if you wanted. Working your 4th life at the moment? Nice, that's awesome, Guitar Fun. How you? What's your life doing? What are you doing this character? Did you? Unless you talked about this a couple days ago. On Saturday when we did the live stream in the morning. Oh. Hey, we finished Into the Mist, and so we're heading into the second one, Death House. Suffa, what's up? How you doing? How are you? I forget, do you have to do Ravenloft in order? Or can you get all the quests independently?
You have to do quest 1 and 4, but 2 and 3 can be done in whatever order you want.
Okay.
And then you can do the first 3 of the second chain in any order. But obviously, Temple has to be last. Rinse and repeat for the final chain as well.
Right. I forgot about that. Orc Barb sounds good. I have wanted to play Half-Orc Barbarian. I think I might make a Half-Orc Fighter for my Half-Orc life and just go all out on smashing stuff with the two-handed fighting. I've wanted to see what the single target damage limitations are of a two-handed fighter. One of the issues with two-handed fighting is you just don't get as much double strike as most two-weapon fighting builds, just because of the most trees for two-weapon fighting builds, as opposed to giving you like a straight priority of double strike. Like Barbarian doesn't get any double strike, as an easy example. So I thought, okay, that could be pretty interesting. But if you play as a pure fighter and as a Kensai, you get 15% double strike from the Capstone, which helps shore up that gap a little bit, which is kind of nice. Oh, 100%, I agree. Death House is probably the... It's one of the more, or probably the best done quest in all of Ravenloft, really. In terms of, like, atmosphere. Like, it just has such good atmosphere. Whenever you're, like, listening to everything that the monsters have to say and the DM text. Also, I got... Ooh, Supreme Ability Elixir. Why don't I just use that? No, apparently I already have some. Apparently I have one of few.
I didn't do the first part. I can't get through on myself.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. Yeah, we finished the first part after you joined. I was updating the LFM.
On top of the desk, you find a tarnished board.
Hooah. By the way, if you run into that situation that this man ran into, where you haven't done the first part of Ravenloft Into the Mist and you can't get through, just run through on casual. The monsters will die pretty much in one hit to anything that you do, and you'll be able to just instantly go through and get the next stuff, so that's not a bad idea. The Fallen Deva and Ravenloft's pretty good? Yeah. Sunrise? Also another good one. You have no idea who I am! Bonjour, monsieur. How we doing? What's up? And Slave Lords. That's also a good one. Oh, Travis Willingham. Are these traps done? No. I have evasion. I don't care. How's the Sunfest build now they're mid-game? It does shitloads of single target damage. You want to watch me annihilate the, the boss here in seconds? I'll do it. Also, Cygrim, just subscribe with the Twitch Prime. Welcome to the stream team. Appreciate the support. Glad to have you here. Hope you're having a fantastic week so far. I mean, I know it's only Monday, but I have Wednesday off, so I'm pretty happy with how the week is going so far. To split up the week. It was really funny. My boss, he was like, hey, what days you taking off during the summer? Because we gotta, keep track of what days we're taking off. You know, with the whole pandemic and stuff, it's like people are gonna be unavailable at different times, and we had a lot of projects going on. So he's like, so we had to keep track of when all the vacations were happening. And I was like, yeah, no problem. I'll mark down my vacation time. I was looking over and I was like, man, I don't know what time I would actually take off. I'm really not sure. So as I looked over it, I realized, you know what? I don't really want to work. Like, a lot of people take off Friday, but I'm like, what if I take off Wednesday? So I just have, it's almost like I don't get a 3-day weekend, but I do get, working 2 days and then a day off and then working 2 days. So it's kind of like a break in between. So I went with that instead, and that worked out really well. Hey, what's up, Lorgoth? When my actual spells are hitting, or my flasks are hitting, it does a lot of damage. These monsters don't have enough health for me to test it out. But anyway, yeah, the damage is pretty good. Ooh. You want buffed Flightfoot Greaves?
Sure.
No, run number 3. Number 3. Wait. It's in here. Fresh Baked Dreams. Yeah, the damage is surprisingly good. The only thing that I'm worried about this, okay, there's two main issues with the Sunflash build that I've managed to come up with. So problem number 1, hit detection. Because these weapons fire incredibly slowly, there's a ton of desync between the weapon and the server, and nullified 80 is better than nullified 53, baby. Oh yeah. There's a lot of desync between the server and the game, and what this ends up causing is it causes the like the client and the server. So what happens is I throw my Sunflask here, but the monster's moving, so that angles it somewhere else, but I don't actually see that, so I just miss, which sucks. What's my job? I can't specifically talk about what I work in due to the nature of what I work in, but that's the wrong guy. But I work in an office building. I'll just say I work in the field of HR. Although that is exceedingly misleading. Not misleading in the terms of like that I don't actually do that. But if you're like, oh man, you're an HR guy? No, I'm not an HR guy. I work in the field of HR. Because I work for the Federales. Oh, he's gone. Thursday off. That's pretty sweet. Hey, goodbye, Reaper. Anytime where you can spend more time playing computer games and less time actually physically working is pretty sweet. Can't complain about that. I mean, realistically, you know, going to work is not a bad thing. So, you know, I'm not saying you should be upset that you actually have to do work sometimes, but it is nice when you get to have both the work and the play elements. You know what I mean? A lot of people work too much, and I've definitely, at different times in my life, felt like I've been working too much. Because depending on the type of job that you have, some jobs can be like more draining than others. Some jobs aren't a lot of work, but they're high energy, so the high intensity of it makes it exhausting. You know, there's a very big difference between the amount of drained that you get working with like children versus, you know, working in like an office space filing paperwork. They're both draining, just in different ways, and depending on how you can react to it. So. So that's why it's important to, you know, always be sympathetic to people you don't know and the type of work that they do, because everybody deals with stresses that you're never going to fully understand unless you either do it yourself or kind of work there. So if somebody is having a difficult time with their job, or they're feeling stressed about something, or can you go away? Also, by the way, Reapers are the worst with this. Look at this. Unless the monster, basically if Reapers aren't standing completely still, I cannot hit them with the Sun Flasks. Oh man, that's so irritating. Or this thing, I can't hit it either. But when I can hit them, they just instantly die. And that's one of the reasons why we're very heavily relying upon Glue Bomb, a very, very potent ability. Oh, I got him once. That's it. One hit. How terrible is that? Specialist agent that takes down terrorists? No. I have way fewer skills than you need to do that job. I don't think I could contribute anything to that job. Other than potentially being a distraction. You know, so that'd be very different. Bigger arms so I can really chuck them. That's true. If I just got like, if I can just do the windmill chuck. Do you have a Dimdor?
Yes.
Just do like a windmill arm. Just windmill my whole arm around and hoo-ah, chuck them over. That'd be pretty sweet. But yeah, first job is always fun. Because you never know what you're going to expect. Because the idea of working somewhere and actually working somewhere is so different. And even when you like are in the field, you know, you've worked many places. Unless you're working for like the same company and you already understand what the heck is going on, working for any new company or place is always just so different because the atmosphere of the company might be so different. So you might have a situation where you think, okay, you know, you work at like a grocery store or something, and then you work at like a local grocery store because you live in like not like a small town, but maybe like, you know, just something that's like actually locally owned, so you can physically know the people who own this place. And then you go from that to working at like another grocery store, like I don't know, like Walmart or something like that. Oh, I gotta go upstairs and kill what's her face. I'm gonna kill Morgantha. I don't need any extra items, do you?
Nope.
But like, there's a huge difference, and you won't really know that until you get there. Get glue bombed, you dumbasses. I'm getting sneak attacks. Oh yeah, I don't know how. Unless your coworkers at Office Space act like children. That's every Office Space. This is the best part about being a grown-up and being an adult, because you get to know adults, and you find out adults are big kids. It's the best.
All of this whispers vanity oil spreads across the floor and
Boom, nothing.
fire, filling the windmill with billowing chokers.
Alright, time for the Castle Ravenloft, I guess.
Yep.
Invitation to dinner. I just ate a dinner. Ate dinner. It's pretty good. Sharn Dinos and Gish will probably be an issue. No. Sharn Dino... Gish is super easy. He eventually stops moving. I'm not worried about that. The raptors... I can just glue bomb. The one raptor at the end of that one quest... Well, Sharn Welcome? Oh, yeah, that'll probably be annoying. And make me want to put my fingertips through my computer screen. But you know what? That's okay. Not everything is going to be perfect. Not every character is going to act the way you want them to. And there's always got to be a little bit of tension in the gameplay. It's the tension and overcoming that is what feels so good. You know, when you overcome a large challenge. That's what matters. Is that true if you got someone tanking them in place? Unfortunately, the Raptors and Sharn don't tank in place. Yeah, this character build, the only problem with this character build, it's got two main issues. Number one, hit chance. It just has lower hit chance than all the other builds, which is a problem. And then the other issue with this build is hit detection. I think if I was using darts, this would be okay. Actually, I think if I had the Nightforge Spike, this character would not be okay. I would be doing, like, hella damage right now. Or on DDO and Dragons is in the name. There's dinosaurs in Dungeons and Dragons, though. Every D&D book has done... all the monster manuals, as far as I can remember, have dinosaurs in them. Dinosaurs are very D&D. Because, like, if you have dragons, why can't you have dinosaurs?
Madam Eva's words echo in your mind.
Like, if we can suspend our disbelief that we have dragons, just have dinosaurs. I want to see how fast I can kill that slide thing with my sun flask.
Organ music, fraught with defiance, determination, and
Because they're shadows, so they should take extra damage from my shadow stuff.
the corridor ahead.
Or light stuff.
Step into the dining hall. The music abruptly halts. The stern, regal, and his form dissolves into mist. The door.
Got him. That feels good. You know, you had multi-stream? Oh yeah, we got the multi-stream. We're streaming on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. That's right. I don't know if you guys have the capacity to get a chat that integrates both, but if you do, great, and you should do it. If you can't, then I'm so sorry, but you can't, and you just kind of got to deal with it. However, if you're watching the stream, you'll actually see the messages appear, so you'll know what I'm responding to, which is kind of cool. It's the closest way we can get to actually integrating both at the same time. So second, third, and... actually, let's go third. I think it's going to be Chapel.
Yep.
Welcome. So yeah, so we got the multi-stream going. Important note, not only do we have the multi-stream going, but the bot works in both channels now, which is cool. That's 3? 3, you just passed 3. Oh, there we go. Nice. Except now it uses probably your real name, which is really funny. I always find that because YouTube, if you don't like register an account, you're not paying attention, you're just logged in with, like, with your Gmail, it just uses your real name to comment and post on things. Which, depending on who you are, may not be the most ideal situation. The worst is when I'm logging in to YouTube, and every once in a while I'll just turn it on, and I have none of my subscription, I have no idea what the heck is going on, and it's all because the subscription box is set up in such a way that, like, for whatever reason, sometimes it'll just take, instead of my video making account, just my regular Gmail, which is funny. For the EHP to stand up without the hit points of Radiant Force Field Pots. Oh, really? What fight was it? Oh, you did this. Oh, you did this quest. Oh, the opening quest? Yeah, yeah. The opening quest in this dungeon, by the way, is insane. It's very, very hard to deal with. Clean slate right now, so nothing too worried about. Yeah, same here. I don't commit any crimes, and I am not too vocal on social platforms because I don't know. I don't care. Most of the stuff that I post is just stupid, dumb puns. Multi-stream is a pathway to many abilities, some consider to be unnatural. Yeah, the ability to talk to two groups of people at the same time. Oh my god. Also, oh my god, Mistwalker, what is going on? How are you doing? I hope you're having a good evening. Thanks for the bits, man. Holy mackerel. I have to make new bit icons because I didn't realize I added new bit icons and you're already past the new bit icons, so I have to make even more. I have some ideas. Wait, how am I poisoning these ghosts? Whatever.
A sense of peace washes over you.
But, oh my god, dude, thank you so much for the bits. I hope you're having a fantastic evening. Feeling good, feeling happy, healthy. I'm doing pretty good. Also, you can notice there's going to be some slight music in the background. That's because I decided to stop being lazy and make some adjustments to my actual stream. So I've made a couple different adjustments on my end that you guys won't see for a little bit. But one of which is I decided to stop being lazy and download a program that will find and play music that won't get my shit banned on YouTube or Twitch.
Hey, don't worry.
Nice. Hey, stop moving. God dang it. Dragonborn with breath weapon. I haven't tried Dragonborn Arcane Archer, although I can understand the how that's supposed to work. How do we get out of here? I wasn't listening to Esmeralda. I should have. Also, Rice King just gifted 2 subs. Did you gift 2 subs? Hold on. No, you gifted 5 subs. No, you gifted 6 subs. See, the thing is, I have a tracker that tracks when the subs come out, but it doesn't show all of them, and I have no idea why.
Completed.
Which is really strange. But that being said, holy mackerel, dude, what is going on? Ah, Rice King, thanks for the gift subs, man. That's so kind of you. You definitely didn't need to do that, and I'm very appreciative that you did do that. Cheers. This is an empty cup, and I'm this deep into the joke. I'm committed, and we have to go through the brazier on the 3rd floor. So anyway, welcome to the Strim team. Hep Catkip, Break Limit Law, End of the Line, or End of Line, not End of the Line, End of Line, also our shirt winner, Arnor Warrior, Rano 194, and Dagmatic. Yeah. Hopefully it's been good. As I said, we'll be doing, if you're watching on YouTube and you're like, man, I didn't win a t-shirt. I didn't get one, and I wanted to win a t-shirt. You still can. We're going to be doing a YouTube video-based giveaway, so it's going to be a giveaway in the physical YouTube video itself. Not in the video, but it'll be related to the video. And then finally, we'll be doing a Discord giveaway as well, so that way I'm hitting all the places where I normally interact with the people that watch. Hydrate. I have to go get water for this. All right, after this quest, I'll go hydrate, because I got to level up anyway. That is a great idea. That's one of the reasons why I had that option, because I'm like, I need to put something on here for the Strim Gyms, and Hydrate is a fun one. You just tell somebody to drink water, which is very, very handy. I'm hoping to make good use of that next time we do Drink Souls. Also, I changed the rules, so now if you want to know the rules for Drink Souls, you're able to... That bot command shouldn't work. Wait, is the bot still telling you to do that? Is there a bot still telling you to do ! Sunfest? Is that still on screen? Hold on, why did you type that? Now I'm freaking out. Man. Also, I do a jillion damage. Holy shit. No, I don't see that anywhere. I don't think the bot posted that anywhere. Also, hey, Matthias, Skull, how you guys doing? What's up? But anyway, the new rule for the Drink Souls, instead of !rules to get the bot to tell you what the rules are, it's actually just !Drink Souls, because that fit in with the theme better. That's what I want to do. Use a lot. Someone's already made build it, or you create a build for somebody. I'll review somebody's already created build. So you have a build, and you either you pitch it or you give me a physical documentation. So if you've got like a spreadsheet, you're using one of these build programming things, you just type out your build in chat. You know, give a skeleton. Even if you're like 18 fighter, 2 rogue, using falconry and Harper agent to do a combo attack thing. It's just I will devote my attention to that topic 100%. I usually discuss things in chat, but it like brings it to the forefront of the conversation. May I ask level breakdown for Dragonborn Acid Archer? I have no idea. You gotta ask Matnov. I'm gonna get water. I was already getting liquids to fill my body, so I decided to do that. And also hit the washroom, because it was a good combo. Yes, I too am also taking level 13, and then we'll be moving on to Argynvost, which is called Oath of Vengeance. Oath of Vengeance. Yeah. Question, which crossbow is better, Legendary Nightshade Shooter or Scream Shatter? Nightshade Shooter. Lurking lurks harder. Oh yeah, you gotta lurk. I lurk everywhere. I'm such a huge lurker. Like, when I'm a part of forums, or when I'm a part of, like, when I'm on Twitter, or just other places on the internet, I'm almost entirely a lurker. I very rarely post on stuff. I think I have less than 200 posts on the DDO forums. The entire time I've been playing this game. It's almost exclusively my build guides and things on there. And then some other stuff. Just random stuff. Alchemist. Yes. We don't get anything at 13, right? Yeah, no. No feats. Just spells. Poison. Greater elemental weapons. That's actually pretty good. I should probably take greater elemental weapons. Greater elemental weapons or greater stone skin? Or turn to frog? What's this? Oh! That's pretty good. Barb 20 level in Gear Con. Healing Amp priority, Scourge, Visage of Terror constantly. Yeah, that's a phenomenal build. Highly recommend. Visage of Terror is one of those incredible abilities that has a much higher success rate. I think the formula is not correct because it works all the time in areas where it shouldn't work, which is great. Big fan. Yeah, properly hydrated. How have the SUNFEST build been so far? So oddly enough, it's both very entertaining and exceedingly frustrating. Man, it is just really annoying when your build just misses constantly. But on the other side of things, it's actually not too bad in terms of damage. Like, the damage is really, really high, which makes me think that Thrower Alchemist, especially while leveling, would probably be fine. Especially if you are, I keep saying especially, if you're actually using some of your AoE spells just to help out with the AoE, it would be even better. I'm going to take greater elemental weapons. Oh, no, I don't have the component for that. I don't have a component for that either. Well, I'll go buy that later when we get to the store. And displacement draught. Great. Arcanbost. There we go. So the Sunfest build is working really well. You know, leaving before MOTU hit, and it looks like you're playing on that server now. Have I always been on Arganesson? No, I haven't always played on Arganesson. I originally started on Lazar when the game first released. So I was on Lazar, well, played on the beta server and then played on Lazar. Then from Lazar went to Kyber, then took a break from the game, came back to Kyber, then went to Golanda, and then finally ended up landing on Arganesson, after finding some fun people to play with that I enjoyed playing with. So yeah, so it's been a lot of movement. Let's just say that, definitely a lot of movement. So I haven't always been on Argo. Formula not being correct. Yeah, I know, that's just DDO, man. DDO is a fun game and it's a great game, but it's not always the most accurate game. Explode, idiots! Explode! Because no spell penetration? Well, it's not even spell penetration. The DC is 10 plus Barbarian level plus Constitution. If your Constitution is 130 and you're level 20 Barbarian, then your DC should be 90. And 90 is not high enough to hit stuff in Sharn. But you can just walk up without having 130 Constitution and just Visage of Terror stuff in Sharn. Even though monsters will make their Fortitude save. So I'm not exactly sure what the DC is based off of. Because the math is wrong. It has to be wrong. Anything is better for Pally, Legendary, Echo, Black Razor, or Sanctity? If those are your two options, Black Razor. Actually, that depends. If those are your two options, I would say that Sanctity, in most cases, is going to be better. But in the case that you are the highest DPS or you're soloing, then Black Razor is going to be better because you're going to be able to buff it. If you can't get the single target buffs on Black Razor, it's not going to be better. Edge transformation. Is that true? Yes, it's definitely true. Yeah, Meteor Swarm is great. It's one of the best spells because you can use it with nice transformation. And on top of that, all the Alchemist spells work with Epic Defensive Fighting. That's one of the reasons why people stopped playing Sorcerer and are now playing Alchemist. Because it's like Sorcerer, except it does more damage and you get 25% more health. Yes, and Argo and Hardcore are down tomorrow for the maintenance. Hopefully there will be no 3-week rollback. Another weapon that you recommend? Oh, I forgot to take over the DDO stream. Whoops. Hold on. Another weapon that I recommend? Yeah. Constellation. If we're picking a greatsword, I'm picking Constellation. Sorry, I'm just loading up the DDO stream. Also, I have no idea what I'm listening to right now. There we go.
Behind the mansion is a fog-shrouded cemetery. An impressive mausoleum stands in one.
Yeah, so if I'm recommending something, I'm recommending Constellation, because Constellation's the best one. Yeah. I understand that recommending a weapon and too hot to handle is not really fair, because it's a weapon and too hot to handle. I'm with you on that one. I'm not saying that you know, that's the only thing you can do, but it is definitely the best one. So if you happen to have a bunch of friends who will go through Too Hot to Handle with you, and they're going to go on an adventure, and they're going to fight off some Forged Wraiths, then you should take up your friends on this and get yourself some weapons. If not, I mean, that sounds right. Your friends should not do that. VOT does land. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure either the devs know and don't care, or don't know, but either way, it doesn't matter. It's not an overpowered ability. Wait a sec, and then... Oh no! Shit! Ah! My multitude of missiles! You die for this! Goodbye. God, that ability is so cool. When multitude of missiles is up, this character like nearly insta-kills stuff. It's very exciting. Your recommendations for running player? It's a little overwhelming to see people with 3 to 5k HP, and I don't see how they, and you don't know how they get there. I mean, it depends on what they're playing. Anyone with 3,000 or higher HP is somebody playing a tank or a barbarian. There's the only two classes that are going to get above 3,000 HP. Or maybe they're playing a very health-heavy favored soul. So, don't worry about that. But if you're looking for a build for a returning player, I'm sure I must have done something recently. What playstyle do you want to have, Mattias? Oh yeah, and schisms for the Black Razor as well. If you have the schism shards, then you should be okay, because schism shards makes the Super Black Razor, and Super Black Razor is real good. Right, action points. Servants' quarters? Yep. Collecting schism shards is very annoying. I don't like the schism shard mechanic. You need to get 5 schism shards to get your stuff, and the schism shards is the same drop rate as named items. Yeah, I hate it. You're enjoying ranged tunes? If you're a returning player and you like having lots of health, then I would recommend... I wrote a build guide for Inquisitive using Favored Soul, and I've heard a lot of people have great success with that. I had good success with that in the character that I played. And it's in the build repository. If you type in !builds, it'll, like, ! and then the word builds, all one string. The bot will post all the build links, and then you can just head over and check it out. I post like a video and also a full build guide, and it's very, very powerful. It's ranged, so you get to like pew pew with the crossbow. It does a very high amount of damage. It's extremely tanky because you get tons of health from Favored Soul. You get the ability to do traps, and you can heal yourself and everybody else. Wow, I'm bad at this game. Yeah, I want to play strength-based Henshin Monk. That's why I'm like half-orc. I kind of want to just do Henshin instead. Oh, the bot did it. Yeah! Perfect. I was worried that the bot wouldn't do it on both channels, but it does. It's a good build only if you have Sharn DLC. Well, not really, because you can buy the Inquisitive Tree a la carte. I'm in the guild Reaper Casual. You'll see me around. Also, all my characters have Strim in the name. It's very easy to identify me if you see me. Just type Strim and you'll see me. Under who? But just bear in mind, Hardcore League and Arganesson are down tomorrow for maintenance, which is exciting. Hopefully the game... I don't know what the maintenance is for, but hopefully it's good. Oh yes, the coupon code. Good call. The old DDO free quests. Leading the charge. Yeah, the DDO free quests is so crazy good. If you haven't heard about it yet, by typing in DDO free quests, you get access to every single quest in the entirety of DDO added onto your account, except for the quests that are part of expansions that are currently 99 points right now, which is really good.
The withered forms of two hags glare at you from across their cauldron. One of them, the taller of the two,
Start with crazy. Oh, nice.
the old witches cackle, then one of them sneers at you. We know about your little
Endgame, we're getting those nifty racial pass lives. That depends on what you want. If you want to play endgame, do endgame. If you're not super keen on it or you don't have friends to play with, then racial pass lives.
face twisting into a
Goodbye.
all its secrets will be ours.
That felt really good.
Gaze lasers, and she licks her lips.
Hoping no rollback. Okay, so as I said, I'll damn it, I did that. I'll reiterate what Jerry said. Jerry said that there won't be any rollbacks on any of the servers, so I'll reiterate that. And also pray. Although, however, if you are just starting Dungeons & Dragons Online, you just see this game, you're like, the game looks kind of interesting, I like some of the UI, I like the way the thing looks, and I like the idea of customizing my character and doing this, and this, and this, and this, and having all these different ways to customize my character, well then guess what? Dungeons & Dragons Online, right now, if you want to get started, Wayfinder, it's like a jillion XP and all sorts of other stuff for a little while, so that'll definitely, it's a good, if you're looking to start brand new, it's a good way to do it. Or a good time. Just log into Wayfinder, get a jillion XP, and have a blast.
This book's pages are brittle with age, and much of it is illegible.
Thank you. Although looks can be deceiving. I don't know. I'm live not a surprising, but like a reasonably large amount of time during the actual week. So you can get a sense of my personality over time, in theory. And make that judgment for yourself. Where am I going? Yeah, I'm not too bad. You know, I don't have any personal opinion one way or the other. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, Alchemist. So, the thing that I've realized about this character and the Sunflast build in general is that Thrower Alchemist seems really, really good. Because it's just self-sufficient. You have to understand, I'm basically entirely ignoring all of my spellcasting, which is so stupid. Because look at this, I have 300 poison spell power. I have 300 poison spell power. So I should be multi-vialing these guys all day. Just multi-vial, throw things. Multi-vial, throw things. So when we get to big packs, throw things. When I get to a big single target, throw things. And it's like, that's what I should be doing with this character. But for the purposes of this build and this challenge, I'm not doing that. Which makes me think that the single target potential and the AoE potential of Thrower Alchemist seems awesome for the purpose of leveling. And then once you get to epics, you're like, oh, but then your spells fall off, Strimtop, and you're really going to do 15,000 damage to some Sharn monsters as a thrower and not a spellcaster? Get real. And the answer is you're right. I'm not going to do that. But that's okay, because once I'm in epics, I don't care anymore. I'll just instant kill everything with my thrown weapons. Critting guys for like 60 million. I have personality? No. That's... You know how... It's just people, like, projecting onto me. It's like, when people, like, anthropomorphize, like, animals and stuff, and you're attributing human traits to animals. It's like that. People apply human traits to me, which I think is a mistake, but it's okay. I don't correct people. Basically an e-girl. I mean, I could probably do that. Can't be that hard.
Lady Doctor and Baron Valakovich are plotting each other's demise.
I mean, heck, besides, if I decide to stuff my shirt, maybe more people will see this logo and be like, wow, I really want to buy that shirt. SUNFEST 2020, that sounds like it could be cool. I can go to the beach wearing this. People are like, oh wow, SUNFEST, that's hilarious. That's a cool thing. And then they'll ask you a question like, oh, SUNFEST, what's that from? Was that like a music festival? And you'll be like, oh god, I don't want to explain this to you, aunt. Or I don't explain this to you, coworker. And you have to, like, sit there. Is it illustrated because my hearing struggles to keep up? Oh, I'm really sorry. Oh, God. I wonder, since YouTube has playback options, if it's possible, if you're on YouTube, can you tell me if it's possible to actually watch the stream at a lower, like at a slower speed? Because YouTube has like the variable speed playback options. I don't know if it works on live.
A harsh commanding
You sort of have to find a new idol.
on the left.
Well, if you're having those thoughts, you definitely have to find a new idol. I don't want to be anybody's idol. Not what? Did you just run away? Come back here! Don't run away. You need to die.
His deformed arm melting away. What a stir this will cause once the news is known.
Blocking that image in your head right now? That's funny. Oh god. I would say that the thing is, I've been told forever that I talk quickly. So people tell me all the time that I talk very fast. So this, in comparison to other people that I know, I talk very quickly. So I would say this is not specifically a Canadian thing, or like a regional thing. It's just what I do. It's also a problem of when I get excited. The more excited I am about something, the faster I talk. Like right now, I'm very specifically trying to talk slower, and I don't know if you can tell, or if it sounds deliberate, but I'm like very much forcing my voice out right now, so I won't talk that quickly. Not a joke. Should be hired for voice acting. I don't have a good range of voices is the issue. Usually when you're a voice actor, you got like a few characters or something in mind, and you can do more than one voice. If you look at like a lot of like the famous voice actors, and you also have to have a really good range with your voice. Like for me, I don't know how my character, or if I had a character, how I would actually make myself sound as though I have, you know, getting into all sorts of different situations, and I have practice for that sort of thing. However, DMing a DDO dungeon or something like that, absolutely. I have the range of voice for playing a DDO DM. Because I am a DM. I DM'd my game on Sunday, and I have all sorts of great characters. So I can for sure do that. Get frozen. Healing. It's not a lot, but it's enough. It's even hard to understand their fast talk. I mean, I don't, you know, I'm not surprised that you find it difficult to understand Albertans sometimes. That's not an uncommon sentiment, I don't think.
The books on the shelves here have a range of grim and horrifying titles.
Okay, so interesting. So there you go. So there's your answer. I just got confirmation from Jay Rain. Turtles, if you are having difficulty with the rate at which I am talking, because eventually I'm gonna get distracted by something and really want to start just belting out the words real fast. Apparently you can, on the YouTube version of the live stream that is streaming right now, you can actually watch that at a slower playback, which is interesting. I mean, you might also be able to do that on Twitch. I literally have no idea. I didn't check. And that's why I'm asking other people to do stuff. See, that's the trick. You want to be successful? Delegate. Delegate all your tasks. Because when you delegate and things get done, you get all the credit. And people are like, wow, this guy got so many things done. And you're like, ah, it's me, Mr. Getting Things Done. Die, son of a bitch. Nope, okay, ran away. Yes, those are different things. So the blur is a concealment bonus, and the wraith is an incorporeal bonus, so they're separate bonuses. Also be aware that hit chance, or percent miss chance, is a multiplicative effect in which it goes top to bottom. So I'll give you a hypothetical scenario. Let us say that you have 50% chance to dodge, 50% chance to have attacks miss you due to armor class, 20% concealment, and 20% incorporeality, or 10% incorporeality. So it goes from biggest to smallest. So first, you have 50% dodge and 50% armor class. They are the same. So the game says, so you would think, well, if I have 50% dodge and 50% chance not to get hit through farm armor class, that would give me a 100% chance to dodge attacks. That is not how that works. It says, okay, dodge 50%, cool. So it takes off 50%, so 50% chance to actually get hit, or to bypass my dodge defense. And then it moves on to my next defense, and says, okay, well, if I only have a 50% chance left to be hit, of that 50%, if they get past the dodge, then 50% of the time they won't get past the armor class. So now I only have a 25% chance to be hit. And then the next thing is, oh, but I have a dodge chance, or I have a 20% blur. Well, 20% of my now 25% left chance to get hit is 5% of that. So now I have a 20% chance to get hit, and I'm dodging 80% of the time. And then finally, you have 10%, the 10% concealment. 10% of the 20 that is remaining gives you a total of 2% off, giving you a 82% chance not to be hit. So 50% plus 50% plus 20% plus 10% is 82%. You just multiply by the biggest number, and then and you do the next number and the next number after that. So you'll never get it down to 0% hit chance. One, because the smallest, there's a patch that was put in that made it so monsters at a minimum have a 5% chance to hit you. So they can never hit you less often than 5% of the time. You cannot have 100% dodge or 100% incorporeality or 100% armor class anymore. They patched that out. So does that make sense? So let's just say you have no armor class and no dodge bonus, and you have the Wraith Shroud, which is 10%, and you have the Gnome Blur. It starts with the 20% first, which is the blur. So 20% off of 100 leaves you with 80% left. And then it says, okay, now we're going to apply the 10% incorporeality. So 10% off of your 80% is subtracting 8. So that gives you a 72% chance to be hit by any melee attack. Because concealment and incorporeality are two different things. Concealment is saying a monster physically can't see you, so they can't strike you. So with displacement or blur, it's saying that the images are sliding in front of their face, so they don't know where they're hitting. So you are there, but they can't hit you. Incorporeality is not the same thing. Incorporeality is you are physically sliding into another dimension and becoming incorporeal. So your body is losing some of its form. And since your body is physically losing some of its form, when the monster swings its weapon at you, 10% of the time it goes right through you instead of actually hitting you, even though you're physically standing there. Does that make sense? Can I just delegate someone to make money for you? Yeah, that's called owning a business. Eventually. Not in the small scale. In the small scale, you do 100% of the work, and you work like 2 jillion hours. Although, as you get to larger companies, some people still, like a lot of like big company owners and stuff, still work like a zillion hours. A company I used to work for was this like super ultra multinational company, and one time when I was at like a big event, I passed by, or no, I got to meet, like there was an like event and the CEO was there and he's chatting up and whatever. And he's like, oh, hey, you know, who are you? You know, what's your name? Where are you from? And he's like, do you like working for the company and whatever? And I was like, yeah, it's fine. You know, he's doing his good diplomatic job and stuff. Whatever. He runs a company. It's not a big deal. Anyway, the following year, I go back and I'm walking down the hall, and there is the CEO of the company walking down the hall past me the following year at this conference that we do. And he stops. And he says, oh, hey, you're Canada, right? You work in the Canada, you work in this area? And I was like, how does this human being who runs this gigantic company worth billions of dollars and can do all these other things and somehow can remember my face? I did not leave a great impression. I'm just a guy. And that's when I realized, oh yeah, this guy doesn't do anything other than his job. Looking into the history, the guy is like, he's like literally always working. You hear all these stories about how he's doing all this stuff on the weekends and everything else. This guy was like hardcore into the company and the business and the life. And so, You know, there's a lot of people that, even though you own the company and the guy's super rich, got a giant house, right? But also literally works all the time and never stops working. Like, right up till 9, 10 p.m., guy's working, gets up early, is working on weekends. But just in a different capacity. Working on, like, you know, it's just different type of work. So some people are just, like, driven in that kind of way. It's not super healthy, but it's a thing you can physically do, and so people will do it. Because it's very profitable. Or it can be, if you're smart. And definitely a very smart guy. I have a lot of respect for that. Teg just subscribed for 13 months in a row and says, another month, another year. Welcome back to the stream, team, man. Appreciate the 13 months of support. Man, 13 months, that's crazy. God. Think of all the things you could do in 13 months. And then forget about it, because you're here watching the stream. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for always stopping by and being here and having a good, you know, helping us with the fun, grand old atmosphere and all that. It's a good time. Freeze thought Gnome Race perk was a size bonus and would stack with Blur and Incorporeality. No. The Gnome bonus literally says Blur Concealment on it. Or benefit from the Blur effect. How's the Sunflash repository? Really good. We're really, really good. I still have 4 bank alts, or 5 bank alts, I think. And we're level 13 after this quest, taking 14. Went to type in game, but mouse is on the other monitor. That's funny. I've done that before. You know what's the worst? This is the worst. It's something that I am so paranoid of on the DDO client. If you load up most game clients, if I load up the Final Fantasy XIV client, if I load up Elder Scrolls client, if I load up a lot of clients, when you load the client, the box will be loaded on, like, the chat box will be loaded for your input of your username and stuff. So you input username, or like right away, or tab. But sometimes the DDO, I find not too often, but it's happened to me on more than one occasion, that the DDO client, when you go to put in your, like, name and information into the field, when you hit tab or something, it'll, like, reload an extra page, and it'll deselect. And I've had on more than one occasion where I've started, not finished, but started typing my password into, like, Twitch chat or something while I've been streaming. And I'm like, whoa, that's not good.
The decrepit lich turns toward you. Do I know you?
Also, the quantity of people who, all over the place, both in the DDO Discord and also my own Discord channel, who type in their DDO password, I delete it the second I see it. And if I see something that makes no sense, I'm like, oh, cool, this is a password, and I just get rid of it. But yeah. Where treachery begets scorn and misery. I think it's up top.
Oh, no, we go through the dimension door after we find the Strahd's thingo. It's in the tomb.
Oh, really? Oh, okay, cool. Yep, exactly. And so I try to keep track of that, but sometimes it can be hard. Like if somebody types in their password at 3 in the morning, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm a sleepy guy and I sleep at night. But multiple people have, like, I just, like, am scanning my Discord and I see someone throw in some gibberish and I'm like, oh, that's a password. Delete. I just delete it right away and let them know, by the way, change your password. Oh, right, it is here. Nice. I didn't even know that. That's very convenient.
Yeah, when she says it's not in the temple, it's in this room.
You found the symbol of Ravenkind.
So let's take 14 after this.
Very useful in the struggle against
Yeah, you want to do the chest, or?
Yeah. Taking 14, then doing the last 4. Oh, I didn't update this at all. Whoops. Final Vintage. And now I'm checking Discord because I got a notification. Why did I get pinged? Who pinged me in Discord? Who hath summoned me? I don't know who summoned me. I am watching it. Oh yeah, we gotta talk to him. Yeah. Welcome in. We are going to be heading. What the heck is up with you wizards? What is this? Why are there so many wizards? Anyway, we're going to be doing the final vintage next. Hold on, following through on something. So I'm definitely not reading. What is happening? Oh, Dag's got it. Okay, we're good. I had to read too much. Sorry, sometimes people... This is one of the reasons why I say that, you know, adults are just big kids. I was just catching up on a quick DDO Discord discussion, which I got pinged for something, and I was reading over, and that's exactly what it is. Alright, sweet. Yeah, we're taking 14 and heading to Final Vintage. Alright, I'm back to actually paying attention. This is so good. I like... Yeah, Rosemary's Ballad is also a quest that has so much character that makes you, like... You feel for the people that are involved. You know what I mean? Skeleton Knight's also amazing. Skeleton Knight's really, really powerful. I don't generally use it because I like to play as the Spellcaster variant or the Melee variant, and it takes too many points to put in for me personally because I'm the weird purist and I'm also not that smart. What are my thoughts on Druid Flameblade and what changes could be made to make it worth using? So Druid Flameblade, for the record, Scange, I'm going to take you a bit on a bit of history. Bit of history for me. Here's the thing. I really like the idea behind the Druid Flameblade. I really like it. I think it's so cool. It's unique. It's got so many. It's got some like good character. You know, it's got some good flavor, and I like that. I think that's really good. What I don't like about it is the fact that it doesn't scale all the way through. So here's what I mean by this. I played a character once, trying to maximize the Druid Flameblade. Now, you see, Druid, there was a time before we had Wisdom to hit and damage from Falconry. There's a time before we had all the Wisdom, the good Wisdom scaling in the Wolf Tree and stuff to get Wisdom-based scaling on some of these different attacks. So playing as a melee Druid and using Wisdom, maybe not the best idea, and playing as a hybrid, also not the best idea. However, welcome, we're heading over to the Final Vintage. One of the things that's important is I tried to do this on a character that maximized wisdom to its fullest and was still wanted to be a melee. And that was the original Henshin Mystic Monk. Before Henshin Mystic was turned into a character class that is effectively using... or that is currently effectively using quarterstaffs, I wanted to do something that wasn't just quarterstaffs. Because at the time it didn't actually have the proper scaling and bonuses like sounding staff and stuff to make it a real quarterstaff tree. It was more of like a weird spellcastery tree. And I wanted to max out the spellcasting as high as possible. So I wanted to focus exclusively on wisdom to max out my spellcast, get as much ki. And to make sure this still worked, because dual wielding was the best way to go about getting as much ki as possible, I did a combination where I was doing both the dual wielding, and on top of that I was using the Druid Flame Blade. By taking the past life Druid, getting a past life of Druid, and then taking the active component of the feat, which lets you cast Flame Blade 3 times a day. And the benefit of this is I was able to use Wisdom to hit and damage to be able to absolutely trounce all of the monsters that I was going up against with my high Wisdom score. The places where I felt that it fell flat actually wasn't in the damage. I feel like as a leveling tool goes, they're really, really good. But one of the main issues you get with the weapon itself is that the... if you want, just do Into the Mists on casual. Oh, he's already gone. Anyway, what you do is that you run into the problem where a lot of monsters happen to be immune to fire damage. Now, if the Flame Blade gave you like a cold flame, so you could like be hot flame or cold flame, and you could swap between the two through the cast of a spell, I think the spell would be a lot better. But since the base damage of the spell is in fact fire damage, like 25% of the monsters are immune to fire damage above like level 16. So that's a huge problem. So there are so many monsters that are just completely immune to fire damage, which means your character does absolutely nothing. So you need to have a way around that. Now, if you're itemizing straight for wisdom, and now with the modern DDO scaling, you're saying, okay, well, I'm going to be using, I'm also going to be focusing on not just that scaling, but I'm also going to be using falconry to get wisdom to hit and damage for all my other weapons, then you already have no reason to use the Flame Blade, which is a problem. So, for me personally, I think the Flame Blade is really, really cool. To balance it, to make it work and be more effective, I would have the Flame Blade scale with caster level all the way up to level 30. And what that means is that the blade would continue to get stronger. If you get up to caster level 30 on your Flame Blade, maybe not even caster... Yeah, probably caster level 30. If there's a few ways to get increased caster levels on Druid, using the Druid set from Sharn. If the caster level 30 Flame Blade became a D6 plus 2 Scimitar, like a 5W D6 plus 2 Scimitar, like all the other main weapons, then I would say that would, for me, that would probably make the weapon almost good enough, because you'd be able to scale it all the way into the end game. And then if you had the option to swap between fire and cold fire, and maybe if either there was an enhancement or something that allowed you to scale even beyond all of that. So it's not just fire and cold fire, but you could also pull out like acid or something else. Or maybe even like you could do like split it between fire and light damage or something. I don't know exactly how you would do it, but you need to make a way so that the fact that the monsters are immune to lightning damage doesn't break your, or fire damage doesn't break your character. Yeah, like an energy substitution feat of sorts. That's an interesting idea. Hey, K-Zombie, what's up? And End of Line, how you guys doing? Yeah, energy substitution would also be an interesting feat to see in DDO. I don't know how exactly that would work, though, just like straight programming-wise. I don't think they have the power to do anything like that. Because, like, in a perfect world, the way that I would want it is if I take energy substitution, I want it to actually change my spells. Like, I'm a holistic person. I like to have things that kind of come together fully. I don't want to have just, like, have one piece of something. So if I had, let's just say, for example, you had energy substitution cold, I would want my fireball spell icon and my burning hand spell icon to literally change to blue. I want them to palette swap to blue and to look like they're cold. You know what I mean?
Now to add the antidote to the large wine vats on the main floor of the winery. Forms run forward to protect the druid.
Like I want it to be like a whole thing, like a multi-sided approach.
You rush to add the antidote to the wine vats. The potent stench of the poison comes. Flakes with a sweet smell of fermenting grapes. Thanks to you, the wizard of wine will produce one more vintage.
Oh yeah, Eldritch Tempest. Heck yeah. Thank you people who have AoE. Clearing out big packs of monsters. Would it be similar to how Eldritch Knight weapon swaps work? Kind of, except it would be a spell that you cast, and it would be exclusively available to Druid, and you need to be much higher level. Unlike Eldritch Knight, where you get all the weapon imbues at level 3, it would be something where you'd have to get like really deep into a tree. And I would probably put it in the Season's Herald tree. So it's not even like a melee tree or something like that. It should just work like... Oh, like it's just an enhancement? Like that does extra damage on top? Nah, I don't like that. It has character. You gotta keep that character. Speaking of keep that character. I want to try this spell. Oh. I don't need new spots. I have a new spot here. I don't know. I didn't buy any of the alchemist spells. I felt lazy, so I didn't. Oh, for energy substitution. But even still, I don't know. I want it to be holistic. I would want it to change everything. I want to have like all my imbues, all my spells have different icons and stuff. Could you do a dot build in the future? No, dots suck in this game. And the reason why I say that and why I would want that is because that's not an unprecedented thing. Lots of games do things like that. World of Warcraft is like a great example. I don't like using World of Warcraft as a good example, by the way, because World of Warcraft sucks. But World of Warcraft, when it comes to some of the direction that they take with the characters and the class design, I think they do a good job of like not missing out on like weird outliers. So when you when you change a spell or something, the icon will change, or you know colors will change on abilities and stuff. And I think that a lot of that's like really cool and interesting. And Blizzard has always done a good job with that. Like another example I can think of sort of is obviously it's like a cooldown. But in if Diablo 3, you ever play Diablo 3? There's the what is it? There's the class Wizard, and they have the ability Archon, where you essentially go God mode, and it changes all of your spells. So all of your spells suddenly change color and icon, and they all do different things, and that's really cool because it feels appropriate. Oh right, you can't flesh to gold twig blights. I don't know why I tried that. I don't know why that was my first try. I don't know what I'm doing. Also, Martini, thank you for the host. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I hope I'm able to impress all of your fans with my jibber jabber about how I think that a lot of Blizzard's artistic direction with some of their skill changes and stuff, I think is done very, very well. I will talk a ton of crap about Blizzard, but I think that a lot of their spell effects look quite good. They're very rarely overpowering, or like, obstructing of gameplay. So they very, very rarely get in the way of what you're doing. Like when I think of a game that gets in the way, like no game comes to mind faster than Final Fantasy XIV. Final Fantasy XIV is like the most get in the way game I've ever seen. It's just like, hey, do you want to have shit on the screen so you can't see anything? Play Final Fantasy XIV. Just close your eyes. It's mostly the same experience when you're in melee combat. But World of Warcraft has all sorts of huge spell effects and big things, and yet it's still able to relatively clearly see stuff. And I think they do a really good job of that. You don't like an uninspired loot treadmill roulette? Of course I do. I'm an MMO gamer. I love loot treadmills. That's what keeps me playing expansions past the opening. So I have no issue with that. Hell yeah, dude. Give me that, raid grind, whether it's DDO or Lotro or WoW or Final Fantasy 14 or Elder Scrolls or friggin' Destiny 2. I'm all for it. For me, it's literally the game feel of World of Warcraft. When you touch the keyboard and move your character, it feels different. That and like all the classes feel very, very similar. They're visually different, but the end goal is the same. If you play as a warlock and you play as a rogue, they're both doing the same thing. They're both not in DDO, in like World of Warcraft. They're both trying to do the most damage possible and nothing else. In current WoW, I'm talking about current WoW. So which means that no matter which class you play, the second you choose DPS, that is your only job and your only measure is against how much DPS somebody else is doing. And it's one of the reasons why I enjoy Lord of the Rings Online, is because that's not necessarily the case. A lot of the DPS classes have secondary options or skills that they use and are sometimes quite important. Whether you're playing as like a burglar who is maintaining debuffs as a debuffing class, or you're playing as a captain who is a buffing class. There's a lot of, there's just a lot of different ways you can do the damage in the same way. Damn, Blade Blast Fireball is really good. Oh, and how am I doing on flasks? I think I'm doing pretty good.
A section of mist
I still have enough.
allowing you to explore further. With the magic of the ward gone, the nearby mists part. Faint a piece of parchment.
Yeah, I don't mind that too much.
lie in the ruins to the southwest.
Some people lose their mind. I don't really care. I don't care about other people getting loot. I care about me getting loot.
The ward's magic,
So, like,
allowing
if
you to explore.
there is some RNG involved in getting the loot in World of Warcraft or something, it doesn't really bother me. Oh no, my friend got an item that they wanted. Sounds good. Or someone I don't know in like a raid group got an item that they wanted. Seems fine to me.
Flapping wings
The issue that I run into is if there's no clear path to get the loot that you want. Because your two options are hope you get lucky from landing low tier raids to get the high tier gear from it, like Titan Forging or whatever it is, or just do the high tier raids anyway. And that's usually where my headspace is at, so I don't really care. And falling behind, this character is like impossible to fucking play because I have to like fight monsters one by one that are always running around and doing stuff, so it makes it very difficult for me to actually catch up and do anything. Which is kind of weird, actually, because I'm mostly a Zerger. Like, I'm somebody who will Zerg through pretty much any quest, and the fact that this character means that because of the nature of its playstyle, it doesn't lend itself to Zerging very well, is kind of interesting. Like, when you're Zerging, everything is moving, and then when everything is moving, this character kind of sucks. Because you can't hit anything. Something to keep in mind. I don't know, that's kind of neat.
can be found there.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's a thing.
Southwest and the south.
So I gotta update the information here. I don't know, as I said, if you're not like,
As if it's trying
if
to
you're not
attention. The creature drops a
playing on, or if you're not playing an MMO and doing like that kind of, as you say, like a loot treadmill,
far off in the
I don't know what else there is to do in MMOs. I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of MMOs include different types of side content, whether it's multiple levels or layers of crafting of some kind. A lot of people like crafting in different games, little hobby type activities. A lot of people like fishing in their MMOs. I've never enjoyed fishing in my MMOs. I will, if I have the option to choose whether I fish or not, the option I always choose no. No fishing. I will say something I don't like in games is when they time gate you on content. I understand time gating on content, but I don't like it.
Lift, allowing you
I don't like being able to like when the game designers tell me, no, you must stop playing the game now. That I don't like. But every game does it. There's a limit on how much gear you can grind in a week in every single MMO, and I don't like that. In DDO, it's limited by your ransack. In World of Warcraft, you know, you can only do the raid so many times a week. I haven't played Destiny in a long time, but when I used to play Destiny, your limit was whether you had like all you basically only got gear upgrades from your weeklies. So it's like, oh, did you do your weeklies for the week? Okay, cool. Well, there's no reason to play the actual physical game then, because all the gear you're gonna get won't be better than the gear that you have now. Which is kind of like a weird concept. Or like in Lotro, how you can only loot a chest twice every week. So if I do every dungeon twice, then I can't do dungeons anymore. Or at least I can do dungeons with getting no reward for the rest of the week. And I'm like, but I want to do more than 2 dungeons. I just want to sit here and do dungeons all day, because dungeons are my most favorite thing. Like, I personally don't understand why we have ransack in the game still. I would like to see the ransack disappear from DDO. I don't think it serves its current purpose, and I don't think it's a good thing for the game. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. That's good enough for me.
At long last, your journey has brought you here to a place of kindness and seek the light.
It's always just made it exacerbated by the Hardcore League, where not only there's a time crunch to get your gear on, but you're also on a time crunch to
Where flesh is forged into new forms.
like you're trying to gear as quickly as possible because you have a time crunch for the entire league. So every week that you ransack is one less week that you can play at endgame on hardcore. On the regular server, it doesn't matter how long it takes, because it's like, you know, you're just, you know, you're doing whatever it is you're doing. You can just come play the content later. The content's still going to be there. They don't delete content. Yeah, I don't care if raids have it. I'm talking about, yeah, exactly, non-raid content.
Please explore the grounds. Let me know what you think of my handiwork.
I definitely agree with that sentiment. Get out of my raids! Or not raids. Get out of my regular content! Yeah, me too. I'd also like to see a revision for them to go back to Catacombs and Delaris buffed and make it so that an item drops every time you do it. It was very disappointing to see that they change it so that the items are no longer in the end reward, so you don't have to complete the whole thing. But if there's one item out of one part that you want to farm, you have to continuously redo the entire chain over and over. So if there's something out of you know, Catacombs 5, you have to get to Catacombs 5, do the quest. Did it drop? No. Then redo Catacombs entirely. It's such a ridiculous amount of farming for no reason. Did we get the Sun Sword?
Yes, so we did.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, find the Sun Sword. Only because he wanted the 2 creeping cold dots. Why are dots bad? Because, well, so pretty much all the dots in DDO are single target, and there's 8 monsters in this room, and each monster has 400 health. So I could throw out a dot that's going to do 40 damage every 2 seconds and kill these monsters after 20 seconds, or I could press Fireball twice and kill all the monsters, which is not only cheaper, but it's also faster and it's more efficient. The problem is that dots are not more efficient than just straight damage. That's the issue, and they never have been in this game. They should be, but they aren't, and they never have been. I hope I can heal my way out of this mess. Like, dots aren't bad to add additional damage on single target, but they are bad as a general concept because dots are balanced improperly in DDO. Like, the question that you should be asking yourself from a dot is like, okay, if I have a dot that does 100 damage over 10 seconds, or an instant cast spell that does 50 damage right now, those would be about equivalent, right? We're saying that, you know, one is going to do double the damage, but it takes 10 seconds for it to get out. So in that 10 seconds your dot is out, the monster's killing you and eating your family. But if you have the instant cast spell, if I cast that spell twice, the monster may just be dead. So, and then it's not doing anything. And then the amount of time it takes to kill the monster and recovery and all that other stuff is completely changed. So in theory, you want your dot spells to be dramatically stronger than your single target spells, so that way they feel valuable to use. Or they have an additive effect. Imagine a fire dot spell called, like, you know, Burning and Rage or something, and when you cast it on a monster, it did damage to them, increased their damage, but also increased the amount of fire damage they take. So they take, like, 5% more damage from fire. It does a lot of fire damage, but it also makes them attack, like, faster or harder or something, right? Then you have an interesting spell that gives you dynamic options, and the dot would be worth it to cast just in general, because it's increasing the damage of the other things that you do. Alternatively, you can have something like Creeping Cold, which does its damage, but if the monster doesn't survive the whole time, you just wasted your mana. Yeah, but even on raids, most characters don't use dots in raids, because dots usually just aren't strong enough. Like, Devour the Soul is the spell that was the 9th level spell that was added to Sorcerers and Wizards. Devour the Soul. I think it's Devour the Soul. And this damage does... No, that's not Devour the Soul. What's the spell called? That was Devour the Soul. Hold on. Rend the Soul. So Rend the Soul does 4 to 10 damage every 2 seconds for every catch level up to 20. So this is 80 to 160 80 to 200 damage every 2 seconds. So 80 to 200 is a big number. Is Esmeralda Davenir gonna die or something? I've never had this happen where Strahd just straight up doesn't pull.
No, she's got like a permataunt. That's why you never talk to her.
No, he's coming. He's coming to me. He eventually recognized his need. Get Sunflast, bitch! Anyway, 80 to 200 damage. And this hits every 2 seconds for 10 seconds. So it hits 5 times. So that's actually 400 to 1,000 damage. Or an average of about 700 damage for the duration. 700 base damage on a spell is really, really high. Okay? So that is a really, really high amount of damage. And it's very powerful. And no one casts it.
Strahd vanishes with the wind. For a moment, you despair at being left behind in this dreary,
That's like
deserted land.
better than Ruin.
Without warning,
But the problem is, one, you have to wait 10 seconds for the whole thing to happen.
warm, bright light. You pick
And
up
two,
the
for its cost, it's not that much better.
You touch the hilt of the dazzling weapon. You
It's
Not
like-
that, but
this is
Go ahead.
the weapon that
I was going to say, the problem with dots, and the biggest problem I have with dots, because I've tried dot builds before, is the damage is split. So you're getting 5 ticks of that 700 damage. The moment you step into Reaper, that's applying the Reaper debuff 5 times, essentially. So they become especially weak the moment you step into Reaper.
Quest.
Which is also correct. That's another problem. So like I said, it's a layered issue. So dot builds are really cool and it's a really interesting concept. They just dots and DDO are bad. Like Melf's Acid Arrow is a horrific spell. It is extremely terrible, and you should never use it. Unless you have like a spell-like ability. And even then, it's like really questionable. Burning Blood, same thing. Burning Blood works on players because players have less health, and your health resource is not as important as the monster's health resource, if that makes sense. Do you just want to go do Giant Hold?
Oh, sure, I'm down for that. How close to Cappy to 15?
I am rank 69, so a rank and a half.
Okay, cool.
I was thinking we just go do all of Giant Hold, if that works for you. Shouldn't take too long.
Absolutely.
Giant Hold Saga next. So we're going to do Giant Hold Saga. And there's 3, 3, 3, 1, so it's 10 quests. Starting with Feast or Famine. I'm just going to sell real quick.
Yep, I'm going to sell and also hit the head.
Yeah, it's a good idea. So yeah, as I said, it's a complicated issue, but the main problem is that dots just don't do enough damage in this game. So there's very few reasons that you as a player should ever pick a dot as an option. Again, this isn't to say that the dot spells aren't good. And you might point to the obvious question of like, okay, well, you say you don't like dot spells and you say you don't use dot spells. But Creeping Cold and Greater Creeping Cold are really good. And I'm not disputing that Greater Creeping Cold and Creeping Cold aren't good. They're great druid spells because druids are not that great in their spell casting. But if Sorcerer and Wizard had Greater Creeping Cold on their spell list, they wouldn't take it. If Ice Sorcerer could use Greater Creeping Cold, you wouldn't take it. 11 to 14? I think I set it up... Oh, 15. If you want, you can tag along for some of the... for some of the 14s, but I want to get the Bravery bonus on the 13 quests. So, like, when we do Cabal and Crucible and stuff, you're more than welcome to tag along. I can save a spot for you. Yeah. In fact, we do 3 14s in a row. Because we do Cabal and Crucible and Madstone in a row.
Madstone.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. It's way better. Group Finder in this game is essential. So it's really funny. Lotro... When Lotro first came out, it actually had a copy of the DDO Group Finder. It had a copy of this. And fucking nobody used it. Because you get all these people who had been playing World of Warcraft and other games like that, and they didn't know how to use this social panel. Whereas in Dungeons & Dragons Online, the social panel is an essential experience. This is essential to the entire... I was supposed to get Sunflask. What am I doing? Like, it's essential to the whole experience of playing Dungeons & Dragons Online. You can't do this without using that social panel. And it's the greatest. It's got all the quests laid out in it, so you can easily have people come join whatever you want. It goes to your chat box. It gives you information about who wants to join whenever somebody pings to join into your group. And it's how. And since everybody uses it, it's like universal. Everybody is using the things. Or everybody is using this menu. On top of that, if you go to, so like, you know, I can set up here and see everybody doing quests, so what the level range is, it's sorted by level range. You can even just go hide groups I'm not eligible for, so you can just see the ones that you are eligible for based on your level range. You set it all up yourself, you set up the custom information, what classes you want. No one ever changes the classes anymore. They just changed it. They changed it in Lotro. To work better for that game. So the current system also still doesn't really work. So that's why everybody just uses chat to communicate. But in theory, it's technically there. Oh yeah, and you can click straight from the chat window to accept or decline. And on top of that, you can also, using playeraudit.com, which is the craziest website. Playeraudit.com. Actually, I want to show this off. Some people might not have seen this. So... this should be right. So this is DDOaudit.com, so playeraudit.com. And this gives you real-time stats about the different servers. So you can scroll down, it gives you data about the servers. There's 3,191 players online right now. There's 117 LFMs posted. Are you one of them? So you can see what player times, the LFMs, and also the players. The curvature is how it goes through the day. This is the total. So obviously, between 3 a.m., there's less players, and then it goes up primetime North America, and as goes into primetime Europe, into primetime North America, which is kind of cool. So you can see all the sorts of stuff. You can also break it down by server, so you can see the exact server population. So check it out. So down here you got Wayfinder, 89 players, average, 89.5. Argonescence, no. Oh, is Argo bigger than Kyber? Whoa, when did Argo come up here? I don't know what happened. Argo used to be the next smallest server. I think it still is. I think it's just right now that's the distribution for the last week. And also over here, Hardcore is the second largest server, which is funny. The coolest thing about this is they do have grouping. So you can look at the grouping panel, and you can find any LFM you want. So with this, you can say grouping. I can go on Argonescen. And so now I haven't logged into the game yet. But I can look here and say, oh, cool. Hey, look, it's this guy's stream. He's running a group, and it's got 4 people in it right now, and they're doing Feast or Famine on Reaper mode. That's right in my level range. I'm going to log in and go message that guy. Oh, do I want to play hardcore right now? I just quickly check. Oh, Super Fun Chill Time Reapers 1 to 4 going on right now. I guess I can join that guy. Maybe I could watch his live stream. Or her live stream. It says Tormented Gothic Princess, so maybe it's her live stream. I don't know. How neat is that? So instead of having to just like post in 15 different Discords to find other players to play with, you can use Player Audit. So if Lotro had something like that, now granted that's a player built tool. There's a huge problem with that tool, however. It doesn't work with anonymous stuff, so if you're anonymous, you don't show up on there. In DDO, there's no real reason to go anonymous, so most people aren't, because being anonymous has no real positive impact on your character. It's not like in Lotro, where like there's pretty much no spamming in this game. Like people just spamming you, unless you like have no guild, then people will be like, hey, want to join a guild? But the benefit is there's no cost to joining a guild, and you get a bunch of free buffs that make your character super duper strong. So everyone should, at just some point, just say yes for a little while and then leave it later. There's no penalty for doing that. But in Lotro, a lot of people use Anonymous for 2 reasons. 3 reasons. 1, sometimes people just like to hide from other people on their friends list, or for whatever reason, maybe you don't want to be seen. Not everybody likes to be seen all the time when they're playing the video game. Number 2. Some people are afraid of the days when they used to be gold farmers and gold sellers, and they just don't want to get those messages being like, hey, buy some gold, buy some gold, buy some gold, buy. So people don't want that. And the biggest reason, in my personal opinion, why people use Anonymous, it's because some people are really worried about being scrutinized and judged based on the equipment that they're wearing, and when you're anonymous, it makes it so that you can't inspect somebody to look at their gear. And anybody that joins a raid group that I'm in and is anonymous, I am exceedingly suspicious of. Because 9 times out of 10, somebody will be like, yo, can I join your group? And you're looking for a DPS? And you're like, sure, no problem. And they're like, yeah, I'm coming. What? Like, are you DPS? And they go, yeah, I'm DPS. And you're like, okay, cool, you're DPS. Sounds good. I'll let this person in to do DPS in our group. And then they join up, and they're a captain with 400,000 health. And you're like, oh, DPS. The captain with 400k life? That guy? He's the DPS in my group. And they join, and their DPS is like literally 5k. And if they were soloing, it would take them like 2 minutes to kill a single monster. And I'm like, that's great. But they're anonymous, so you don't know until you invite them into the group. So I don't scrutinize people based on for having like and I talked about this in my last live stream. If your gear is not that good, so what I mean by that is, it's low level gear. You just finished the expansion pack, or you don't, it's not the best stuff. That's fine. I don't care if you have the best stuff. I don't need to make sure I don't need to only play with people who are like the absolute best Apex players in the game, especially if I'm pugging something. I don't care. But if you don't have DPS gear, if you're wearing tank gear, you're not playing DPS. You got to put the proper items on. Like, if the crit stat on your gear is low because you don't have the best gear, that's fine. But if your gear is giving you critical defense and not critical strike, no. Get out of my party. Like I said, I am totally okay with people not having the best gear, because you have, like, everyone needs to get the gear. You have to get the gear. And that's just how it works. You don't start with it. You have to go get it. You got to do the dungeons. You got to play the quest content. You have to get it. So people not having it, I'm totally okay with. But if you have the gear for one style, don't play the other style. Say, hey, by the way, I'm a tank guy. I want to play tank. Because maybe someone in the group, maybe I'm playing on my tank, but I happen to have DPS gear in my inventory, and I'm like, oh, okay, then you tank. I'll just go smack stuff. You know what I mean? From tank to yips, that would be generally okay, yeah? Oh, yeah, for sure. Because I don't just exclude somebody. So somebody is not anonymous, and I can see their gear, and they send me a message, and they say, hey, I want to come DPS. I don't always inspect people right away. Usually I'll just say yes. I'll just let them in. And then if I look at the health pool and it seems wrong, then I'll be like, that guy has way too much health or something. So I'll right click them and I'll be like, if they don't swap any of their gear, I'll be like, oh, do you have like a DPS set? And if they immediately just start swapping over their gear, which is usually what a lot of people do, like on my Runekeeper, I'll ask to join as a healer. And I don't have any of the healer gear equipped, because why would I wear healer gear when I'm soloing? Gold time! God, I love the fact that I've masked flesh to gold. Look at my beautiful statue. Now that is a gorgeous orc. I should put this in my house. Too bad we have no housing in DDO. How can I not hit the statue that's not even moving? God damn it. This game sucks. Healer gear for soloing. Yeah, exactly. Now, very fortunately, when I play Captain healer gear is just crit gear, so it's not too bad. Alright, thanks for coming. See you later. Actually, Captain and Runekeeper / Minstrel, it's not too bad, because it's like there's a lot of crit. Like, my Runekeeper and my Captain are both crit capped on their healing gear. Because crit is good. Good stats. And then you, instead of having, like, you know, physical mastery or tactical mastery, you have outgoing healing, so your spells don't do that much damage, but they crit a lot, and that's cool. And even if DDO had, like, the ability to inspect people and look at people's gear, man, I would never say no to letting people into my group in DDO. Dungeons & Dragons Online is such a different game. Everything can be made to be so self-sufficient. And I personally, because I have a lot of experience and I've been playing the game for a million years, I know how to play the character. I know how to play the game. I know how to carry people through dungeons and quests and groups. So I have no issues if somebody has, like, some weird, crazy build and they want to join the party and they're, like, 6 Bard, 8 Warlock, 8... trying to think of another class. Ranger. Whatever, man. You got it. 6 Bard, 8 Warlock, 8 Ranger? Alright, let's go. Join my party. I want to see what your build does. Yeah, but we don't anymore. Oh, cheers to Brazil. Patches. You can hit the LFM there if you want. It should be up. Because we're heading to cable. Yeah, exactly. But in a lot of cases... Also, I'm going to tell you something that's also a bit of a secret. The only time where gear, having like a high quality of gear, like the highest number, is almost always reserved for the hardest content in the game.
These ruins have long been inhabited.
I've played World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy XIV and Lotro, a lot of these things, and somebody who can hit the keyboard really good is in almost all cases going to do some better than somebody who has better gear, but can't hit the keyboard as well. Kagold! God, I love that. So cool. I'm not going to name names because I'm not that type of person. But when I was first gearing up my yellow Runekeeper, after coming back from a bit of a break, going into Remerchant, going in with my full set of 410 gear from doing tier 2s in the tier 2 3-mans, and then there's another Runekeeper who's sitting there, and he's got the full Essenced out raid set. Full Essenced raid set. Okay. And he is, you know, we're doing damage, and I'm doing okay. And then he's like, oh yeah, personal best. And posts his thing in chat, his DPS meter, because there's a DPS add-on in Lotro. And he posted into the raid chat, and he's got 130k DPS. And then I, with my bad gear, look up, and I look at mine, and I did 145. And I was like, uh-oh. Gotta hit the keys, man. Hit the keys, okay. That's it. Well, and that's the other thing, too. A lot of people don't understand this. If you guys didn't know, if you're ever like, man, I wish I could do some more damage. I wish I had the power to do more damage to these enemies. If you want to know the secret and how I get more damage, push harder on your keys. The harder you push, the more the game knows you want to win, and it applies more damage to enemies. So if you're ever in that situation where you're like, man, I wish I had a little bit more damage to kill these guys a little bit faster, you know? Just start hitting that keyboard really hard, push the mouse in, you'll get right there. It works every time. All these games, they're designed with that the haptic feedback, you know? A lot of people think that's just for console games, but nah, like the newer Logitech models of keyboard and stuff, they register. It's like the button presses on a controller. That's it. You gotta practice. Although, all joking aside, if you want to become good at like an online video game, like an MMO, or even a competitive game, you have to just like practice. And I don't mean play the game. I mean like practice. You'll find that most people, if you ask anybody who you think does like, or like if somebody posts like really good damages or something in a video game, and you're like, oh man, dude, how do you do so much good damages? What's the secret? They'll probably be like, oh, well, I practiced for a really long time to learn how to do it good. It's like when I used to play League of Legends. I wanted to get better in lane. So what I did is I went into a custom game, and I made my own custom game, and I killed minions for like 7 hours straight. I just went to lane, and I tried to last hit every minion. And I put a bot in the lane against me. And I just tried to last hit minions, and that's it. With the bot going after me. And then eventually you just get better at it. You feel the motions of the monsters, you feel how everything is supposed to go, how long it takes your character to do anything at exact attack speeds, and you just get a feel for it. Is that fun? Is practicing in a video game fun for 7 hours, doing a very basic task? Well, no. But then did I get better, and then I won more, and then was I having more fun? Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta practice, you know what I'm saying? It's like, if you want to get better at your rotation in an MMO, or like better at using your skills, ask yourself, how many minutes or hours have you spent at a training dummy? You know, the dummies that don't move, that just let you practice your damage? How many minutes have you spent doing that? And if the answer is like, well, I've never hit a training dummy before, then you could probably have a lot you can improve and practice on.
Quest received.
Hit a lot more abilities in a row. Yeah, I have a button, like mouse that has a 12 on the side, so you got all the buttons there. And I can't live without it. I literally can't live without it. Also, Marinzek, welcome to the stream. Oh, and I also missed Scottish Space Squawks. Training dummy, that is? Yeah. And some hydrates. Oh yeah, hydrate. Oh, the hydrates. Yeah, the hydrates don't go through. That's a real problem. Skill deeds only. Wait a second. No, wait. Do training dummies affect skill deeds? No way. Also, thanks for the hydrates, guys. I gotta hydrate. Another thing that's important, I don't break breakables on this character because yes, is it 20% more XP in a quest? Yes. Can I afford it? No, I can't afford to do it. I will run out of less. Whoa, I didn't even know that. Oh, are you already doing all these? Okay, cool.
I got the map, but I can't do the other diplomacy roll.
Yeah, I can do that. Oh, I can't do this, I don't think. Yeah, I only have 22. Sorry.
27. I think it's.
It's like 55 or something. I'm pretty sure you need higher. It doesn't matter, but just kill the other guy. Use those there. Well, we have the level 130 ones at the guild house.
Got it.
Oh, nice work. Warlock is greater than Alchemist. So I woke up from the dream. Ooh. Diplomacy, quality diplomacy, hell yeah. Oh, we talked to them all? Okay, that's good. It depends on what you're trying to do. But in pretty much all cases, Alchemist has a higher skill cap and is a better class. I think that the only thing that Warlock can outcompete Alchemist as is being a... Actually, no, I don't think Warlock has anything that it does better than Alchemist, other than have an easier access to it. Interesting, I didn't know that. I haven't done class skill deeds in a very long time. Because I leveled all the way through Lord of the Rings once, and that was enough for me. So if I want a new character, I just boost it. Because, yes, is it free? No. Does it cost a bunch of money? Yes. And is it reasonably... It's not cheap, but, you know, is it worth the time? Yes. It takes 100 million years to level up and also get all the trade points. I would much rather just spend the points and then get the thing than the amount of time. I did the story. It's really cool, and I really enjoy it. Are you cool doing levers? Or no, I'll do it. It's all good.
No, I can do it. That's fine.
Alright, get eye, please. You ever do a throwing dagger build for a video after they added simple weapon expertise? No, I didn't do that. It's a good idea, though. What Warlock is better for heroic TR when you're soloing? I disagree. Please pull I. Oh, I. I stay type I when you need. Gold! Okay. So pro tip, I gotta get through this maze, but I don't know how to do it. You can use the snake socket through the wall. And I don't have a crest. God damn it. We need one more eye. I hear Reaper, and I don't know where. It's up top somewhere. Gosh. Oh, is it upstairs? No, it's down here. It's right here, in my face. Sometimes Esther is best for solo. Alchemist, again, depending on your skill level, I think that Alchemist is a much better choice. But at the lower skill level, I think that Warlock is a better choice. Which isn't to say like that you're bad at the game, but if like you need more practice, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, the trick there, I didn't mention it, is you just run into the corner. I'm leaving, so I'm leaving this area, so I'm gonna be stepping out. Okay. Hey, welcome. I forgot to update the thing. We're on the Crucible. Also, everyone go to the middle, please. Yeah, just stay here. Right back. Oh. Crucible. Forgot to update LFM. Yeah, exactly. And it's really, really good for soloing. It's just that Alchemist heals itself and heals other people and is faster. There's a trap on the thing in the middle. Oh, God.
Shit, sorry.
Good thing this isn't hardcore. And I have 44 reflex save, which is a stupid number. North. Wrong way. Sojiro. Okay, that guy's fucked. I'm out. I would like to do a Throne Dagger build. I wanted to get the deck of cards so I could build a Throne Dagger build out of the deck of cards. But the deck of cards sucks. Unfortunately. The item is not very good. How do you play Alk early or on early levels? For me, it was painful before multi-flask. Oh, once you get to 6, it's fine. Because you take the explosive poison vial plus whatever you want for the other vials. And then you just go from there. So for me, I find it very easy once you hit 6. Before 6, you just open up an LFM. Early leveling, there's always going to be a lot of players because there's always low-level players around. So you just open up an LFM and then go from there.
Oh, can you let me in? I need your shrine.
Yep, I'll let you shrine. So, that's pretty much the strategy to playing as an alchemist in near the levels. You just go here, and you open up an LFM, and then you have other people join. You get Byron Scout Sword. He's pretty good for that, too. Helping you get through that. God, that feels so good. Is a viable Alk Rogue 18-2? Yeah, that's perfectly fine. You don't need 2 Rogue, because you get evasion as an Alchemist. But, oh, why am I doing this? I don't have a Wisdom. Sweet. First try. I'm good at this.
Nice.
No, right. I gotta target myself before I do this. Okay.
One thing I have found handy for weak early game characters, pre-6, there's nothing wrong with doing a quest on Hard Leap and Reaper if you're doing it by yourself.
Yep, that's the truth. Use the sliding difficulty system. Do things on different difficulties to make the experience easier for you. Miss, thanks for the bits! Dude, that's crazy. That's way too many bits. I'm gonna send you to jail. I didn't pull the lever, I fell down.
That's right, okay.
Wait, where am I? Oh, I'm here. Okay, cool. Oh no. Is anyone able to pull the ladder lever to let me up?
That north side.
Yep. Thank you.
I got you. Yo.
Here, I'll do you a solid.
Appreciate it.
Here we go. Teamwork makes the dream work. Yeah, thanks for the bits, man. Holy crap. I hope you're enjoying the stream of me just yelling and being dumb.
You approach a bank of 7 signal crystals above a lever.
Did we get it?
I think. Well, no, the pad's still there, so red 4 times.
Red is supposed to be H.
You hear the
We got to do it again.
old clockwork from somewhere above the maze.
Red 2. Does that still work? Or is that from the original one?
No. No, you have to call it. Tell me what the symbol is.
Red 2. What are you at?
I'm at red. Tell me what the symbol is.
Oh, you're at red? It's the lightning bolt one.
Okay, cool. Tell me what blue is.
Blue is the H.
Alright, if you want to go get green.
Yep. Oh, green was already set somehow. Oh my god, because it was 0. Oh god, I'm bad at this. I was not paying attention.
As the puzzle wheel clicks,
Whoops! I swear I'm good at this game. How can a bard hand axe kinda guy chop down skeletons more than just a chip at a time? Well, you can weapon swap. Since you are using... If you're playing as a hand axe guy, depending on your level, if you're in the low levels, you can easily just weapon swap to a bludgeoning weapon. All bludgeoning weapons are the same, whether you want to equip a light hammer, light mace, something like that. It should be fine. I'm doing the swim. Gills extract. Whee! I'm just going to go through all the traps, because my saves are a jillion. I didn't open the door, I don't think. Ow, I rolled a 1.
I did. It's open.
a lever juts from the base of
Usually I try to dodge that, but I just don't feel like it right now.
the swift current churns.
So I would say in the early levels, weapon swap, and in the higher levels, one of the problems with doing exclusively base damage is that damage reduction really affects your character.
A glittering pile of
Hey, gold time. God, that feels good. That's a good question, though. Other than that, upping your base damage, getting more fortification penetration so you can critically strike stuff. Hand axes are very crit-heavy weapons, so you want to be critically striking as much as possible, so you need that fortification penetration, making sure you have the feat precision, and you're taking other things, if possible, to go along with that. Whether it's using items that give you armor penetration, a piece of equipment. I don't think there's armor penetration past life,
quest completed.
so that would be your options. Also, Flitridge just subscribed for 10 months in a row. Holy mackerel, dude. That's so long. That's so many months. You love the argument in the DDO Discord causing it at everyone. Again? Are they still arguing? No, I think they're fine now. But yeah, there's the argument that was going on in the build section. Oh, literally somebody's having the exact same discussion about percentage dodge chances we were having here earlier. I was explaining it. Very interesting. I don't even know how that happens. Finish the fight. Did we miss one? Yeah, we did. We didn't get that guy. That's funny. Oh, more heads. What are the odds? Yeah, Sunfly stock is feeling pretty good so far, so I'm not feeling too bad about this. I'm feeling ready to make some friends with people who don't want to be my friend because I'm going to kill them. Also, I have like 7 action points to spend. I have no idea where to spend the action points on this character. I'm being completely honest. I'm tempted to take Know the Angles just because it's a reasonable amount of extra damage per hit, and there's no extra damage I can get from most other ways. Because getting extra crit from Bombardier doesn't really matter. This stuff doesn't matter at all. MRR is okay, but again, most of the stuff I don't need. The defensive stuff in Apothecary, I could go with like Curative Admixture, Cure Serious Wounds. But I don't have any spell-like abilities, so that doesn't matter either. Like, I don't know. I'm never in Verdunite. Yeah, so I might just put points in a Harper Agent. Might just go straight up, get the base damage in Harper Agent, get Know the Angles, skip this, get the extra health, and just go melee range power. I don't know. It's not the best thing to do here, but I literally have no idea where else to put the points. If you're playing this character, you're probably using throwing knives. And if you're using throwing knives, then you are absolutely putting points into Standing Knife Fighter. And if you're not, then you're using darts. And if you're just using straight up darts, and you're not doing a build where you're not allowed to cast spells, you're also supplementing with spells, at which point you can get a lot of use out of Bombardier. Bombardier. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get that key.
I got the key.
Oh, I'm too slow. Alright, now we go to Madstone Crater.
Yay.
I'm going to take 15 quick on the way, as I can.
Yeah, same here.
I don't want to cap out on XP. Oh man. Yeah, so it's interesting. I never really had doubts that this character build was going to work. My worry was that it was literally just gonna run out. I just wouldn't be able to play anymore because it wouldn't work anymore. So you know what's really funny? She when you left, she was friendly for a little bit.
Okay.
But then she realized that you weren't coming back through the door. And then she started hissing at me and went and hid. Yeah, she does that. Yeah, it's last time I checked, it was still warm.
Nice. Yeah.
Anytime. Thanks. Okay. You don't plan to take this into epics, right? If I have more flasks, I will. If I'm not out of flasks, I will definitely take it into epics. And now we get to try the stupidest thing ever. Guys, are you ready for Sun Flask with improved precise shot? Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And I get some new spells. Looks like I'm using Gold Skin and Curative Admixture Heal because I can't use any of these damage or elemental combination, and these imbues are horrible. Yeah. Oh my god, I have more points. Okay. Bombardier, get out of here. Near the angles. I have no idea how this is going to work because of the stupid arc. But just bear with me. Improve precise shot. World first. I don't know, I think it does. We have a cat again? Yeah. Although, unlike previous cat, she won't, like, come physically in the room, so I can't show her off or do anything with the cat. She is very much not my cat. She is my roommate's cat. So she keeps her distance entirely. A dedicated thrower Epic Destiny? How would a dedicated thrower Epic Destiny be different than the Epic Destiny we already have, which is Shirati Champion? Like, in your mind, what's in a thrower Destiny that's not in Shirati Champion? I want Gold Skin Potion, because I'm selfish.
Oh my god, level 8 spells are terrible.
Yeah, all of them. I don't even take them. I don't cast any level 8 spells. Usually in my build guides, I just recommend don't take level 8 spells. Level 8 spells, unless you're taking Polar Ray, which is the only good spell, all the other ones are terrible. Oh yeah, I'm just farming out the question. Like, I don't know. So I'm asking if you have the keys to the car that is the design of Dungeons and Dragons Online, and you said, "Hello, I am designing the Thrower Destiny. What's going in there?" Like, I'm not criticizing your idea. I'm saying, please tell me more about your idea. I would like to hear about your idea that you have that you can tell me about. Likes everyone at my house, but I'm the only one that she lets pick her up. Yeah, well, the cat, like I said, the cat doesn't mind me, so I can pet the cat, and it's nice, but not for too long. The cat is more happy if we just play with, like, a toy or something, and then we keep our distance. If my roommate is around, though, usually the cat is friendlier. Like, if my roommate is around, then I can, like, pat the cat and scratch her ears and do whatever. But if my roommate is not around, it doesn't work. Oh, right, I moved that. Oh! It's like a friggin' arcane cannon! Oh! Do you see that? Look at this. Oh! Boom! I'm a friggin' Gauss cannon over here. Come on. Holy mackerel. Woo! Holy crap. You want a returning weapon that changes through every weapon type when it returns? That's a cool concept. Not a good idea for an Epic Destiny. Throw Destiny Capstone, one spot. It's funny that you say that, given that throwers have been anywhere from, like, ever since Shuriken has been, Shuriken's been, like, reasonably good for a very long time, and the, Alchemist Thrower is extremely powerful. It's not as good as the Inquisitive, but yeah. Wait, does that take extra flasks? Hold on, we gotta check. I'm gonna check. Alright, I gotta swap that in. I forgot, I have to swap back and forth. I have to hot swap Precise Shot and Improve Precise Shot. I gotta get used to that. But yeah, Wastica, if you want to come back and play throwers, throwers are good now, and they have been reasonably good for, like, the past, like, 5 years. Ask Spicy. He literally only plays throwers. I don't think it uses extra flasks. Improvised weapon universal tree? Oh, so you can just, like, pick up a chair or a shelf? But yeah, well, I'm gonna kick this guy's ass. Well, how are you gonna do that? You don't have a weapon. Yeah, well, is there a chair in the room?
living giant bellows in
He died. These bosses, like, do not have enough health.
some new magic, says the seer. They protect the South Crystal. Come quickly.
Imagine killing a beholder with one of the environmental crates. Just pick up a barrel. Oh, dude, what if you could pick up breakables? That'd be tough, because people break breakables. So would you still get credit? And also, you could, like, literally grief someone's spec by breaking all the breakables in a quest. I would just rather, like, a spec of just, like, street fighting. So instead, you just, like... You basically just get, like, all sorts of dope wrestling moves and stuff. Or you literally, like, give some... Like, you suplex a monster. Or give him a pile driver or something. I love that all of those missed. I can solo this one, guys, if you guys want to move on to the next one.
The seer stands before the southern crystal. Come, says the seer. The seer turns to you. I will start the ritual now.
I'm already heading to 3.
Wait a minute. Oh, I didn't have improved precise shot turned on. I was like, that's why that's not working. You are? Okay, cool.
The gate opens, and a maddened giant seer comes charging out.
Have they said what the Universal Tree in Feywild would be? I don't think they have said, no. How do I get all the sun flasks? It was a community effort. That's why we have SUNFEST, an event paid for by the DDO community at large, who were kind enough and generous enough to donate all of their hard-earned sun flasks to me. So if you want to participate in SUNFEST and get your own SUNFEST 2020 t-shirt, go to strimtom.com/merch and buy yourself one today. Wow, look at that print. Oh my god, it's so good. Are you sick and tired of wearing a shirt that doesn't recognize the fact that you play a video game where you can throw potions made of the sun? Well, guess what? Don't fear. You can now get that available on strimtom.com/merch. Buy a shirt. Yeah, people gave me a bunch of sunflasks. That's how I have so many. Grappling rules. Yeah, if there was grappling. Turn player, you're pretty dumb. I saw the expansion that came with Epic Destinies on sale. No, you don't get the Epic Destinies. You have to get them separately. I don't know why Epic Destinies are separate from the expansion, but they are. I don't think they should be, but they are. I don't make the rules. I play the game. It's like a friggin' canon, man. I still miss most things. How many do I have? Probably close to 16,000 left, and I'm level 15. So I'm feeling pretty good. You make your titles your own? They're so freaking good. I sometimes do.
Almost done, the seer
You get a ton of DD points too. Oh yeah, that's true. Also, when you buy the expansion in the store, you actually get points. Which I like. The fact that buying the expansion gives you DDO points means you probably should just buy the expansion out of the store. But the fact that it's 99 points is not too bad.
I do the ritual. You keep me safe.
But yeah. I mean, I have a lot of sunflasks. Oh, somebody asked, what is the Universal Tree in Feywild? Yeah, so they haven't said what the Universal Tree is going to be in Feywild, but what I can tell you is I have been able to see what the Universal Tree is going to be like in Feywild, because I can see into the future. And I got to see already. And it's very, very cool, and I'm very, very excited for it. I will say with utmost certainty that I will 100% be building a character to use that tree. Although, to be fair, that's not really, like, a crazy idea. Like I built an Inquisitive when Sharn came out, and I built a Vistani Knife Fighter when Ravenloft came out, and I built a Falconer when Falconry came out. So when Unknown Tree comes out, I'll build an Unknown Treer. I think it's not a crazy idea, but yeah, I am very excited. The tree has the potential to be the most universal tree in the entire game. I've said this before, but a tree that I think is the bar for what we should use to judge all of the universal trees is Vistani Knife Fighter. Vistani Knife Fighter is, in my eyes, a pretty much perfect universal tree. Every class in the game can use Vistani Knife Fighter. Going tier 5 and the capstone makes your character reasonably good, but not better than most of the individual class trees. This Vistani Knife Fighter is not better than Assassin. Vistani Knife Fighter is not better than Tempest. Vistani Knife Fighter is not better than Kensai. But it's really good at what it does. It feels right. You don't feel bad for trying to play Vistani, you know? And it's not better than anything else. It's not like overpowered. I think Vistani Knife Fighter is like the right place. And you know, that's for me, that's where I like think of the bar as being. Go over here. Gauss Cannon coming in. I can't hit anything. Literally can't hit anything. You hear this cascading sound. Do you guys need help on 2?
Not really, no. We got the 2 skeletons holding everything up.
Oh, okay. He screamed, I need to start. He screamed, I need to start again. So I wasn't sure if you need healing or something out there. I can come out back and help. I'm just gonna go back and just double check to make sure everything's good. Wrath, are you cool up there, grabbing aggro and everything and chilling?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Shader Kai, 11 Elk, 3 Bard, 1 Rogue Dagger build at 15. The Serenian Dagger and the Wallwatch set. Oh, Throwing Dagger build. T-Dagger. Got it. At 16, you'll get Evasion for Crucible. Are you getting Evasion from Alchemist or Rogue? Because Alchemist can get Evasion at 12, and Rogue gets Evasion at 2. You gonna try Stealth Robe? Yeah.
Keep them at bay.
Especially if you're using Vistani. It's pretty good. You guys have said, overall, I think that the new enhancement tree that's coming out, I can't really answer, like, specific questions. So when you were like, can you tell if it's currently an under-supported archetype or more of a new archetype? I can't really answer that question, but it'll be very interesting, and it's something that isn't specifically in DDO right now. That's really vague, but like, you understand, they have like a sniper trained outside my house on my window. If I say anything at all, they'll just boom, goodbye, Stream Tom. You know what I mean? Eat it, Minotaur.
Not much longer.
I do enjoy that I can lob potions like crazy. It's fun. Unless I'm trying to put it like this. This design looks like the coolest, in my personal opinion. Not the best, but to me, it is the most interesting of the universal trees. Out of all of the trees that we have. Now, granted, that's not really fair, because one of them is Harper Agent, and Harper Agent blows. in terms of interest and intrigue, but still. Can Alchemist use Rapid Shot? You bet.
I could feel him. The caster
Hey, we did it. Good job, team. Rapid Shot. Wah. Rapid Shot increases your attack speed by 20% with ranged attacks. All ranged attacks. Thrown attacks and bow crossbow attacks. It's just a 20% attack speed increase. They posted the numbers somewhere. I don't remember where, but they posted the numbers somewhere. And then as a thrown character, because you're using throwing knife or whatever it is, or if you're using a thrown weapon, you got to get quick draw. Quick draw lets you attack fast. So you draw and fire throwing weapons more rapidly. In addition, you redraw your weapons much faster after casting spells or spell-like abilities, eliminating the delay between casting and attacking. Yeah. I wish I could talk about the new enhancement tree. I can't. But, oh man, I want it so bad. It's so freaking cool. It's literally everything I want out of an enhancement tree. Well, that's not true. Maybe not everything. Because to me, an enhancement tree, there's an enhancement tree I would like to see. For sure, added into the game. One of the things I would love to see them add, in some capacity, is I would like to see them do an expansion that is either based in the Mournlands or moves past Sharn and deeper into Corvair. And I would like to see a expansion that delves deeper into the dragon marks. Like that's the whole core of the expansion. That it's like, oh, we're going to go to wherever. We're going to go to whatever zone. Whether it's wherever House Drasco is or Deneath or one of these other places. We're going to go to Karnath. And then once you get there, we have more information. We get more information about the dragon marks, and there's more stuff added for dragon marks. I think that would be really cool. That's something I would like to see. Dragon marks are such a cool part of Eberron, and I feel like they get very underrepresented in DDO. Oh, right. I have alchemy on the run. I can drink potions while I walk. Hot take. Universal Enhancement Tree shouldn't have a cap zone and shouldn't be your 41 points. The reason why they do is that way you can feel good about spending 41 points in them. It would be interesting if they had a 20-point or a 21-point Universal Tree. So it only had like 21 points, so it wasn't super powerful. It was just something to splash into. I think it's something maybe they'll consider in the future. That'd be kind of neat. And a Universal Enhancement Tree that says 21 points. Yeah, exactly. We have an expansion which expands upon some of those things.
This is a place to avoid. The crater here.
All right, Patches. I gotta ask you to step out, and I'll get you to come back in Prison of the Plains, which is 3 quests from now, if you're interested.
No worries. I'll be here. I'll be in.
Sweet. Trial by fire. But yeah, all the dragon marks that we don't have in the game added in, and then a universal tree that's like a Heir of Sibris tree. I think would be kind of cool. The Heir of Sibris is basically a person who has an extremely powerful version of the dragon mark of their house. Where are all these guys going? The quests aren't even done yet. Madness. Also, guess what? I can do this. Oh! I've wanted to break down a door with my flask. kind of underwhelming. Well, dragon marks aren't meant to make your character super powerful. They're more of a status symbol more than anything else. It's also important to note that dragon marks also give you a bonus in skills, and in DDO, a bonus in skills isn't that important, but having a +2 on, like, pretty much anything is super duper valuable. Gold! Gold, I say! God, that's cool. What is the purpose of evolution? Evolution doesn't have a purpose. It just kind of does. Oh, and also specifically, evolution gives me +4 to my intelligence. So my intelligence goes to 48 at level 15. I didn't even get my items, so I can get my intelligence way higher than this. I have a cloak in my bank that'll bring my intelligence to like 54 or something. Random kind of rights. For some large points, have an option for someone to request a quest chain for you to play. Maybe use someone who hasn't seen the chain, tips, want the lore, etc. One of the issues I have with that is that DDO is a group thing. So if somebody says, okay, I want to spend those points right now. I'm in Trial by Fire, leading a group doing the whole of Giant Hold Saga. Do I do it after? Well, this is probably going to take another 45 minutes to an hour to finish. Okay, so if in another 45 minutes to an hour, what if that person can't watch that long? So how exactly does it work? And the reason why I say it's not really fair is because you might be like, oh, well, then they'll ask you about it. What if somebody reads that, doesn't understand, saves up the points, is a lurker, and spends it because they are curious? Then they spend the points, and then I explain to them that it doesn't work, but they've already spent the points. I can't refund. You know what? So I'm very hesitant. One of the issues I have with channel points is I feel like unless you're in an iterative type game with a lot of resets, it's like there's stuff like, oh, play with your viewers. Yeah, but I don't play Blackout. Or Fortnite or whatever. So I can't just be like, guys, let's load into a game. What's up? Hey, Zyfiel, what's up? Also on the YouTube. Very cool. I didn't, I'm used to seeing you on the Twitch side. Although, to be fair, I also just recently started streaming to both YouTube and Twitch now that I have been given the opportunity by the great, by some useful things. So yeah, but I'm really hesitant. Stuff like, oh, you can pick my next character build. Well, one, that's really, really dangerous because sometimes of my limited playtime or just limited personal desire to play, you picking a build for me to play, if it lasts a really long time, there's no guarantee I'll ever complete that character. And what if I like really hate it and I'm like, I don't want to play this anymore, so I decided to get an autos box and then box my way out of it? Is that fair? Can I do that to that person's character build that they wanted me to play? Oh no, I mean I don't know who is going to watch on what side, you know what I mean? Like I don't know who is going to watch on what version. I have a Twitch or a YouTube thing for those of you that are interested. If you like the Twitch subscriptions with the emotes and stuff in chat, that is coming to YouTube. It's all pending right now. Got the W key down.
On the maze of ledges and rock. This land is steeped in mystery.
E double assault for 5 more favor. If you do it and then you complete it, I saw your screenshot from Shroud. From the wall. The wall can be very annoying. Ooh. Is that with full keep on the Borderlands gear? What's the stream point to DDO point conversion rate? Infinity to 0. So, yeah. That's one of the things I find really funny. That took me a while to understand as well when I was still learning some of the stuff when I was in school, when I was in biology and we were talking about, you know, evolution and whatever. And the question comes up all the time, is you get this idea in your head that it's like, okay, well, evolution is supposed to be a thing. It's like survival of the fittest. So the best traits make it through. And then you're like, if the best traits make it through, how come a platypus is such an abomination and a mistake of an animal? How did that happen? And it's because survival of the fittest doesn't mean that the best traits make it through. Survival of the fittest means that you have to be good enough to make it through. So if the fact that this platypus lays eggs and has a duckbill and has venom and all these conflicting traits, if it doesn't matter if it has all these traits, if it's still alive. That's it. Just as long as it's alive, it gets to keep breeding and keep being alive. So, yes, does it have counterintuitive conflicting traits? Yes. Does it matter? No. Yeah, you go down there and I'll come back here. I always find that really funny. I don't know if the top people right now. Oh, does that really count? Can you really do dreaming? I didn't know you could do dreaming dark after 20.
Yep.
Oh, interesting. We'll do terminal and epics. I just skip terminal forever. No thanks. I will never do terminal delirium on Hardcore League. You can quote me on that. Never. You wonder about changing the race to DDO the other day. It'd be cool to see a changing race that could choose any or even multiple dragon marks in the racial tree. Well, changelings can't... They're not dragon marked. Yo! What if changelings could pick and choose aspects of different races to exemplify? Like, as a changeling, you could have multiple different races, and when you could use your shapeshift, you could changeling into different forms and effectively get effects based on which race you happen to be shapeshifted into. So, you know, like being shapeshifted as a human gives you like a +1 to all skills because you get bonus to skills or something. And being shapeshifted into half-orc does something else. Ooh. Or changeling, not shapeshifter. Shapeshifter is something else. I got this, I have evasion. Nope. Perfect. LB. Oh yeah, right. LB closed.
You have finally found your way through the labyrinth.
Oh.
I've got it. I'm just gonna send my pet.
Okay. There's an alt. One of them health balls. Yeah, I can see that. See ya, Dragon Masters. Have a great evening. Or if it's daytime where you are, because you live in a different part of the planet because the internet travels all the way across the world, then yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Your Dragon Marks. Can't think of it now. I don't know. I'd have to get my 3.5 Eberron book. And then look it up. Alternatively, I could Google it. I'm definitely not doing that right now. I don't think there's nothing about that in the 5th edition Eberron book, at least. Yeah, people play DDO from all over the world. It's pretty rad. That's the Bislock. No gear for Charisma, Electric, Light. Yeah, I feel bad for Abyss Warlock because they also don't have an Epic Destiny to sit comfortably in other than, like, Magister, really. Like, you go in Magister because you could go in Draconic, but then you just have to pump a 3rd spell power. So you have... So, like, worst case scenario is you're an Abyss Warlock who uses Soul Eater and Tainted Scholar, so you're pumping 4 spell power for your base damage, you're pumping Radiant spell power for your like chaos damage, you're pumping your negative spell power, and you've got whatever element you pick from Draconic Incarnation. That just sounds like an absolute tragedy. I don't like that at all. Intellect. Here we go. Alright, pop. Alright. It is time. Return to us, Patches. We must go assault the prison of the plains.
It still burns within all my kind. The best solution.
Yeah, people play DDO all over the world. It's kind of crazy. Which is also really weird, because I think it's pretty easy to tell using PlayerAudit.com when people are playing the most. So, like, are there some people playing at 3 a.m.? Yes. Are there some people playing at, like, all these different times? Yes. But the majority of the people is, like, North American time zone. So I wouldn't be surprised if, like, 50 to 60% of the population of DDO is North American. Or Central American. Or, like on the American time zones. So North and South America and Central America. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. And then the other, like, 45% of players are just somewhere else in the rest of the world. We don't get any, like, demographics stats about that. That'd be interesting. Alright, I'll Google the damn Changeling thing. Changeling 3.5. Changeling races. No. Changeling. Eberron.
Wait. Did someone from chat get you to Google something when they could have Googled it themselves?
Yeah, but I'm already doing it.
Fair enough.
Oh, Keith Baker wrote about this on keithbaker.com. Oh my god, I don't have time to read this. Oh my god, this is so long. Alright, well here. For those of you that are interested, and you would like to do the reading...
Beyond it lies the prison of the plains, and perhaps the answer...
I'll post it in the Discord under the stream chat, and you can take a look at that. Yeah, or just Google it. Both are fine. Shouldn't undead be immune to almost everything in Draconic Incarnation? Why would undead be immune to everything in Draconic Incarnation? What if you play as an Acid Draconic? Unless DA stands for something else.
Another barrier blocks access to the Dale Hor chamber. It would seem that this chamber holds great importance.
Oh, Devil Assault. Well, you're not immune to slashing damage. So you still have to deal with physical damage coming in. There aren't really that many dangerous spells you have to manage. A lot of them is going to be... You're going to have to deal with a lot of burning blood, and champs that do burning blood. So just keep that in mind. So if you have fire or acid absorption items, because they'll be on you a lot. Or... Hold on. That was a lot of explosions. I don't know why there was so many explosions. I'm trying to see if I can get more than one potion to go down.
A door with an intricate locking mechanism bars
Still have a lot.
further progress.
Oh, nice.
Got it.
The great door
Undead are immune to burning blood? Really? Wait, no way. Are you serious? I mean, I'm sure you are, because you're playing as one, and you usually know those types of details.
The warden falls
That was easy.
lifeless bones, the force of his magic fading from the room.
I am...
As the valve locks into place, the barrier
Lawful good.
in the central chamber vanishes.
So down we go.
8 receptors cover the walls of the large central chamber.
Interesting. So yeah, you're just gonna have to deal with fireballs and lightning bolts. I think some of the troglodytes will cast Searing Light, but I'm sure you have a way to manage that. I don't. Do you take the resistance to light damage out of the undead tree, or just magic resistance rating it?
As the portal to the plane of Dawnvi opens, small topiaries in perfectly aligned shadows fill the room. An old man sitting atop
Turn
a
yourself
throne
in.
calls you closer.
Thank you.
The bearer of justice and honor falls. The room returns to its original state.
Yeah, I've seen your build.
The receptors go dark and still.
But okay. I don't know. But even still, you have a lot of health. Like, you had, more than 600 in your shroud. So you probably have a reasonable amount now in epics. Like, you got what, like 850 health?
The portal to the plane of Dola
Your defense is killing stuff. The problem is, it's the waves. That quest is like nothing comes, nothing comes, nothing comes, everything comes, nothing comes, nothing comes, everything comes. So you have to get. There's a lot of guys in different areas. Oh, 1500? Oh, you're fine. You've got a lot of time before you die. Yeah. You're fine. I wouldn't be worried even for a second. I looted that, okay. Yeah, you should be fine. You don't have any more lives left, too, right? You're on your last life. Realistically, the only thing... If you have those types of stats, the thing you're most likely to die from is boredom. So keep that in mind. Because depending on what your DPS is like, it may take a very long time for some of those monsters to go down. Especially on, like, Epic Elite. Because I'm assuming you probably already did Epic Elite, Epic Elite, the Evening Star chain and stuff, so. There's one life on each account in Shroud, that's so funny. I lost my lives, just a dumb crap. That's okay. As somebody who played all the other hardcore leagues, what do you think about the fact that we have extra lives in this hardcore? Do you have an opinion on that? And for people that have played this hardcore league, how do you feel about it? Because this hardcore league, you know, is being called softcore by a lot of people because instead of having one life, you have now up to 3 lives to live. And if you die twice, you can TR to get your lives back, which is what a lot of people are doing. And before the league started, I was definitely miffed about the idea. I wasn't super confident that it was going to be the best decision for Hardcore League going forward. But as time moves forward, I am more inclined to be okay with it because one of the main issues with DDO is that it is laggy as heck. It just lags. The game just chugs sometimes. The servers just don't work. And losing your character that can be annoying. DDO is probably the laggiest game that has a hardcore difficulty setting.
The chamber marked by the symbol of the Shavarath has the faint odors of iron and blood. You find yourself in the center of a battle.
Assassinate.
As the flame of Shavarath surges, you emerge.
That is a mighty fine assassinate.
Small piece of the Shavarath battleground. The orbs in the receptors are now lifeless and dark.
Thanks. It's your build. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, look. Am I not allowed to pat myself on the back? I missed the bloody footprints. Do I have them? I didn't pick them up on this character. Duh. You don't like the helm?
This room is
Dude,
marked by the
I love the
blood
helm.
symbol of Zoriat. The
Oh, did I miss a room?
cracks in ceiling suggest that something
No, I was just running.
Oh, okay, cool. I was like, huh? Are you kidding? You don't like this helmet? Man, I love this helmet. Look at how it looks while gold. God, it's so good.
As the portal opens, the teeth of
Assassinate!
the madness has been driven from this place for good. The orbs are free to be taken from the cell.
Yeah. In terms of affecting the leaderboard, it does have an effect on the leaderboard. I'm not going to say it doesn't. And I think that is definitely an important thing to keep in consideration. If they decide to go back to One Life Hardcore League again, just go back to the regular hardcore experience. You know, you only have one life to live and all that. I'd be okay with that. I think that would be a good decision. But I also don't think it would be a bad decision if they decided to keep the multiple lives things on future seasons. Or maybe do an alternation. So they have like a season, you know, where it's like, oh, there's a demon next league that's hosting it, and the demons don't give you extra lives, but then there's after that it's like some other angelic or good creature that gives you extra lives. Something I would love to see is a super melee heavy hardcore league, and I would love to see the host be Byron Scout Sword himself. That'd be sick.
Its docent detaches and glows with unnatural power.
From being dragged through so many low-level quests, he just has like this incredible high level to him, and he's now like a god.
It would be safer to let Nimbus collect the ancient artifact.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that. I'd be okay with that as well. The 11 to 21, I think it's a good idea. What do you guys think would be like a good host for like another hardcore league? Because so far we've had a Reaper, we've had or a Doom Reaper, we had Eritrakos, and now we have a Celestial and Archon.
Ancient observatory from the giants of old. What secrets?
We could have Byron Scout Sword as the actual like nemesis for the Reaper League.
Yeah,
Instead
that's...
of having Reapers, you have Barbarians spawn.
Oh my god, you have Warforged Barbarians spawning? Oh my gosh, that's a great idea. Alright, Foundation Discord. Also, I gotta update this more often. Again, I'm gonna need to ask you to step out until we do Giant Hold Tour.
Mankind is told in these statues. They are eroded.
The Yugoloth? I mean, they are extra-dimensional creatures. Conceivably, they could do that.
They have become
Could be hosted by a Yugoloth.
worthless.
Oh my god, Fred, so it's all a dream? Could you imagine if the whole point of Hardcore League with Fred is that you're actually just trapped inside your own mind and he's trying to free you, and so you have to play through experiences, but if you die in your mind, you're gone? And so it's like a Nightmare League where you have to deal with nightmares and stuff appearing all the time? Or it's like Zorian Infected? Oh yeah, you already typed it. That's a great idea. I really like that. Dirk is also an interesting idea. It's kind of the same concept. Your feats are random. I don't really like the idea of character creation decisions becoming random in a hardcore league, because it kind of takes out a lot of the accomplishment. Because somebody might randomly just get a regular build and beat it, and somebody else might get total garbage and not be able to beat it. Or you're like, but then what if that one person who gets total garbage is still able to do it? And it's like this amazing story. Yeah, maybe, but it's probably not going to be that.
What I'm saying was skeleton through.
No, I can run through it. I don't. It's not a big deal. I have plus a zillion on my saves. God, I love the gold. It's so cool. Xanathar? I don't know who that is, other than his guide to everything in 5th edition. I don't know who that is. Is that like a human being? I don't really have any ties to Eberron as far as I can tell, or DDO. Jeets is also an interesting idea for a host. Or a hardcore league where there was some type of competition going on, and you had to join either Team Jeets or Team Milicia because they show up in the same quest in the anniversary. So you join Team Jeets or you join Team Milicia, and they're having like a friendly or not friendly contest of some kind. How about random rewards? I don't know if I want to do 5k favor to then get like some bad reward.
50 spell dust.
Yeah, exactly. 50 spell dust. I'd rather get a horse. We don't have doppelgangers in yet. That'd be an interesting idea. The closest thing we have to a doppelganger is that that monster in what you call it. 5k favor equals copper festival coins. Hey, if depending on how many you get, because those are traded in for Sunflash. It's a good ratio. Sorry, Raw Reapers and now Beholders. Oh, it's a Beholder. Oh, okay. Either way, I think they could use better Beholders.
Also, yes, undead are immune to burning blood, because I'm just seeing immune on my screen all the time.
Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, no, Beholders, we have Beholders in DDO. Like, what's the name of that Beholder at the end of Delirium with the puzzle? Or the one in Acute Delirium that you have to fly into its mouth and you make it throw up? I'd rather use like a cannon Beholder as opposed to like Xanathar or something.
Isn't that Cholthas?
Oh, Cholthas? Yeah. Oh yeah, you could also use Cholthas, the guy from the Necromancer Beholder, or whatever, the Doomsphere. I like how it looks like I'm hitting everything, and I'm literally only hitting one guy at a time. Yeah, and there'd be like each team would get a different reward, and then whichever team got either the most favor or the most Reaper XP as a total or something like that, got a special thing. Like a special spot on the leaderboard, or I don't know.
Well, there you go. You could use the 4 bosses from Necro 4 and have 4 different teams with 4 different sets of rewards.
These are all interesting ideas. Like I said, I really like the Byron Scout Sword League, where instead of Reapers, you have to fight Warforged Barbarians who come at you with the Reaper effects. So they just spawn in, but they have all the Reaper effects. I love that idea. I think that's so great. Also, Snowball, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a fantastic day. I'm doing pretty good. I mean, some people don't like that type of very direct competition that a team would create. But, I mean, Hardcore League is already like a mildly competitive environment. You know, it's like soft competitive. No! Roll the 1 on Greater Command. Go to HE double hockey sticks. Look at my stupid arcing weapon. This guy can't shoot me, but I can shoot him. Ha ha!
Hitting the last one.
Okay. Or what if the team affected... Yeah, Nurse Ratchet's another great example. I think that there's lots of monsters in DDO. I'd love to keep it in DDO if possible. What if there's like a... One of the leagues has like Vaunt as a Forge Wraith. So you have Forge Wraith Vaunt showing up. And he's like, you're probably wondering how I got myself into this situation, but it doesn't matter. And then you replace the Reapers with Forge Wraiths. Everybody loves Forge Wraiths. Heck, you could even make it so, like, in the Byron Scout Sword Barbarian League, you could say, oh, well, we have Byron Scout Sword as our league leader, and instead of, you get the Barbarian Reapers, so they're barbarians that have the like, Reaper-like properties, so maybe not exactly the same, but they're similar. And then you also say that, you put in, like, an extra added effect that applies to everything. Whenever you kill a monster, you know, you get enraged, and you basically gain additional offensive stats, so like plus to DCs, attack rolls, and everything else when you kill monsters. But then monsters as well, if they kill anyone in your party, they also become similarly enraged. Yeah, exactly. I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud. I just think there's so many good ideas for Hardcore League that you can incorporate, not so much easily, but you could come up with. And I'm sure that the Sandstone Games development team have a lot of ideas cooking up. Oh, the winning team's NPC becomes... Oh, the Reaper's in the next league. That's interesting. So it's almost like it's essentially just a way for, like, the community to vote, is what you're saying. So instead of having a vote on the website, people are voting with... So you have Hardcore League 1, where it's like the prep, and then Hardcore League 2, which is the execution, where it determines what the things turn into. The only problem with that is the cycle. If hypothetically we do have a Hardcore League for 3 months and then 1 month of downtime, 1 month of downtime isn't enough time, probably, to fully QA an entirely new set of Reapers. Anything you need prepared for Devil Assault? Go make sure you've got like a good glass of water or something. Because you're gonna need something to drink. You're gonna get thirsty, it's a long quest. Obviously, if possible, bring a hireling with you as cannon fodder to distract. Go. Go. Trying to think of anything important that would be necessary for that. I forgot to give Shojiro a thing. I'll get him on the next thing. Yeah, I can't think of anything else that would be necessary for Demon Assault. Oh, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. I don't think I have precision yet. Do I? No, I don't. Interesting. Return to the game after a 4-year break. Is Pale Master Lich Dual Wielder a good build? If you're just trying to do another TR, for sure. It can be really fun. Oh, weird. I got it. Undead are reasonably strong as solo type characters because they have good self-healing capability. On top of that, not only do they have good self-healing capability, your aura also helps you out with damage while you're trying to melee some people. Granted, keep in mind that Lich form has changed. So back in the day, Lich form was like the apex form where you went Lich form and you like kicked the crap out of people. They changed it so now all the forms are basic forms. So at level 3, you get to pick your form, whether you want to be a Wraith or a Lich or a Zombie or whatever the other one is. Vampire. Yeah. So you pick just one form, and you can master a second one later if you want. Get out of here. Turn to gold. So you can pick Lich early if you want to play as a Lich and do that. I personally did a Lich melee build already, although I did a sword and orb, so one-handed sword and orb, and it worked incredibly well. Super strong, reliable, fun, easy. So just a good time all around. So if you're just looking for something that's going to be fun to play and, you know, work, then yeah, absolutely. Lich is a good way to go. Or that build that you have, that you're thinking of, is a good way to go about it. As far as the stats you need, obviously you're going to need dexterity to make it work. Eldritch Knight was reworked in its near entirety, so giving you access to intelligence to hit, which is super cool. So you can use intelligence to hit instead of having to use strength or dexterity. You don't need to take like weapon finesse or something like that. Although not intelligence to damage, so you need Harper Agent if you wanted to make that work as well. And then you get the extra elemental damage on hit from Eldritch Knight, which now scales with your spell power, which is super good. If you'd like a quick primer on some of the things, I did make a YouTube video about it, and I do have a build guide written. If you're looking at this on YouTube, you can just literally check the channel by clicking the channel button, and you'll be able to see some of the videos there. And there's one called like Pale Night or something, and has a really bad thumbnail, and that should give you the information that you need. Just to give you a primer on what matters in the trees, how you make a strong melee. As far as the individual point build and stuff like that, I haven't tried dual wield, but it's probably fine. Bye, Lothar. Yeah, Null is really good. Oh, is 17 too high for Giant Hold Tor? 17 is too high for Giant Hold Tor. Oh, Giant Hold Tor is loading. Interesting. We're all stuck here. Or Giant Hold is loading the town. How many flasks do I have left? Do I have enough? Yeah, I have enough for Giant Hold Tor. Oh. Later, I feel. That's not good. You can't have lag on Hardcore League. You need to minimize the lag whenever possible. There we go. We're back.
Yeah, I just logged out.
Weird. You sure it's a halfling? Maybe you should check out the video. Yeah, it's just to give you, if you're looking for a little bit of extra advice, because it's hard to go into all of the details about what would be the best thing in any given scenario for what you're trying to do. But a lot of the information is already stored there, and I try to be as concise as possible when I'm talking about stuff to make sure that like you're just getting only the information you need / want, as opposed to just getting some type of information overload where you're like, oh, I don't even know what I'm looking for. So it's just something to think about. And as I said, this character build is going to be receiving a video this week. So if you're like, Stream Tom, I want to play the Sunflask build. I want to get my friends and my family and all the people in my guild and all the other guilds to send me Sunflasks over an entire winter period so that I too can also play the Sunflask build like you did. And to do that, I need to know exactly how you built it. Can you please give me a guide? I mean, honestly, I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm just playing as pure alchemist because I think that it's funny to have an alchemist who literally whips bottles as a character class option, or as a weapon option, as opposed to casting spells that are whipping bottles, but actually whipping the bottles myself. that actually break. Legendary victory! Woo! This build has so many insane problems. By the way, never ever attempt... Let's just say you decide to get yourself 25,000 flasks and you want to do this build as well. Don't ever attempt this build without +8 tomes. You need strength and dex and int to make this build work, because you need strength to carry all your stupid flasks. Or just get ready to itemize for 3 separate stats. Which is, like, horrific. It's just the absolute worst way you can, like, organize all that stuff.
Got another set of my favorite fan braces.
A giant glowering
Favorite bracers?
from a high ledge left of the entrance.
Well, favorite to fix anyway.
Gather within the circle, he shouts.
What's that?
When you are prepared to swear
Bullying.
undying
Ooh.
fealty to the Storm Reaver, the air around the circle.
And now we get to Giant Hold Tour. We just kind of wait. It's like Devil Assault, but faster and also easier, because you get a bunch of giants that don't really do a whole lot. Technically, they cast Burning Blood a lot, which is annoying. But like, I don't care too much about this.
Now, the giant says, "Hear me. The Storm Reaver has refused your audience and forbids that you be slain."
Woo! Burning Blood! Stop that. God damn it. Stupid giants and their damages. Oh god. I have true seeing. And this is why you stand entirely still and single target, because I have the full stack, so I have all the ranged power from Archer's Focus. So I get to chill here with 89 range power. Critting for like 300. It's not bad.
These portals come from. It must be elsewhere in the tour.
I think 3 potions is usually enough to kill anybody. That's not enough to kill that guy, though. There we go. And the critical heals with the healing spells. Oh, yeah. Again, that's why Alchemist just feels really good. You get so many different options for healing. Just keep your character pumped up. And especially since I'm playing as this like spellcaster, or this ranged, I don't really run into this problem of like needing my mana for anything else. Like I don't run out. I'm actually kind of excited. We're getting really close to the end of this, and I haven't run out of flasks yet. Really, my MRR sucks. What are you gonna do? Too much lag and damage? Oh yeah. Like that was my big worry, is that it's just the melee. My double shot, currently it is 64% walking around.
The last of the attackers lied the way east.
Yeah, that's right. You can't use necromancy spells on the giants now.
Yep, they are completely immune to negative energy damage. And negative energy. It's okay. That's why they invented all the other stuff, like Fireball.
Good old disintegrate.
Yeah, if you ever have any specific questions, Ashra, I'm usually good at answering specific questions, because I'll just start talking and usually cover all the topics you asked me to talk about, and like 5 that you didn't, because I just either get enraged about something that I see other people doing, or I'm just not paying attention, I just want to talk about something else, all of which are perfectly complete reasons as to why I do things sometimes. Even my motivations are a mystery to me.
Ancient giantish barriers were deactivated as well.
You love crossbows. Tried wizards, never tried spells. Never playing rogues and rangers. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy rogue. The crossbow rogue I wasn't a big fan of. Mostly because I didn't multi-class it, and it's not as good if you don't multi-class. So even great crossbow is better if you just multi-class a little bit of artificer or something. And you really want to get Fusillade with a great crossbow, because then it's really goofy. Epic Incarnation to do TOD, LOB, and Elite. Yeah, that's true. Get some actual Epic Destinies leveled up. I personally like Assassin Rogue for my rogue. I would like Thief Acrobat if the tree was less expensive. That's it. Just make the tree less expensive. It just costs too much. There's a million things in that tree, and they all cost an insanely high amount. If it was just less expensive, it would be more fun and better to use. Overrun.
It's as if he scurried into the... You find a crevice concealed by rubble here. It is pushing free of the narrow crawls.
Alright, no time to kill everybody. Hello, giant. And by kill everybody, I mean not kill most things, because apparently I'm missing a lot. I don't know why my things aren't hitting. Come on, go, get them.
As the lever clicks into place, one of the two faces near the far...
Can I glue this guy? They're immune to the glue. Interesting. What about the giant, the stone? No, they're resist or weak to that. Statue. Are they healing this guy? Come on. You know what you guys need? To get hit as a group. Hooah! That felt good. Yeah, more twists will help you out, though. More stats. In general, when you're not sure what to do, add stats. It's usually what I do. I've used 100 Sunflasks in this quest alone. Just hitting giants.
That's a lot of sun flasks.
Yeah. That's okay. I still have thousands left. I'm not worried about it. I think we're pretty much definitely going to have extra flasks left over. I just find it weird that the giant is like just chilling. Doesn't really have too much to say, and then eventually he just dies. Or like he comes out of it, and he's like a level 1 giant. He has like 50 health. Whoop. Boop, got him. Alright, let's get that cat here.
There are 3 of them.
Oh, whoops. And now we turn in. I have a saga to get.
Yeah.
And to take level 16. Radiant Orb of Radiance lore. Ooh.
The spell is broken. The fit of madness past. Giant kind will no more seek its own destruction. And the prophecy cited in fear has not...
46k. Oh, baby. Nice. Smile. The old nice smile. And then, once you've done all your quests in Giant Hold, it's very important that you step outside, you talk to the Genesia, the Argonessan patron, and guess what? She gives you an item. You're going to take a Collapsed Portable Hole, because you can always use a couple extra of those. Take Draconic Vitality. Ooh, look at that extra health. 383. I'm feeling good. I like it, but all the alchemists are way better than me. Is Alch Bombardier just the best? Yes, Alch Bombardier is just the best right now. Sorcerer is still really good. Fire Sorcerer is insane and has super good clear. It's just not as good as Alchemist. Oh man, that's capped out too. Jump is already high.
Question is, how much tumble do you have?
I have enough. I only put 1 point into it. Oh, I can take precision as a free feat? Interesting. I'm taking insightful courage to give my intelligence bonus to will saves. And then I get new spells. I don't want any of these. Or these. Hypnotic combination? Sure. Listen. No, thanks. I'm good. Hey, you, buddy. You listen. Look at that. Orchidium reaction. Boom. 165 PRR. Look at all those resistances. Yeah. And then it fades. For being free to play at the current time, I was thinking of buying and making a monk that was a tank with decent damage. What build would you recommend? Another class. I'd recommend another class. Like, monks are reasonably tanky under their own right, in the sense that they get some dodge chances and stuff. But you're in the early game, your physical resistance rating is going to be really low. And it's going to be hard to come by. One thing you can do to mitigate this is to play as a Warforged monk. That gives you access to some of the enhancements in the Warforged tree that give you additional physical resistance rating, which is pretty cool. So that would work. Azamar also allows you to use your wisdom if you have access to Azamar. If you don't have access to either of those classes, you just play Henshin Mystic, use a staff, which then allows you to get access to the Henshin Mystic tree, which gives you more physical resistance rating built in, which is also kind of nice. You got a Tiefling first. You got a First Life Tiefling Sork that is squishy. Do you have a multi-class to pull that off? Just play First Life. It'll work just fine. Just be a little bit more patient and also be a little less aggressive. So, you know, make sure that either you're letting other people go in first, or if you are playing solo, bring a hireling, like a cleric hireling with you to heal you in the back end, or make sure that what you're doing is you're like, let's just say you have a pack of monsters, you're throwing the fireball at the pack of monsters, and then you're peeling back like so, and you're just getting them with Scorch as they all run into you, and you're scorching them down. Because Tiefling Fire Sorcerer is very easily capable of soloing 1 to 20 on Elite difficulty. I know, on Hardcore League, I soloed Dragonborn Fire Sorcerer from 1 to 20. 1 to 30 in 4 days on Hardcore. So, mostly solo. Because I was doing it during the workday and I didn't have to do anything, so. Being away for about three months. Any big changes? No. In the past 3 months? I don't think so. That depends. No, you don't even, not even if, do you play on Wayfinder, Xerox? Because if you play on Wayfinder, you get 100% bonus XP right now, so that's pretty cool. And I think that's it. I don't think there's any big changes to DDO. That's pretty good. Random loot? I think that's more than 3 months ago. Wait, wasn't that with last Hardcore League, or was that this Hardcore League? Oh no, that is less than 3 months. That is less than 3 months. Yeah, it's this Hardcore League. So, there's new random loot in the game. Yeah, there's new random loot, which is pretty good. They added special prefixes on stuff. I don't have any. Hold on. I'm sure I have an item in here. Nah, I literally don't have anything. But anyway, they added special prefixes that are like double. There we go. Thank you. Like this. So you have Windswept, which is a special prefix, and Windswept is air guard and electricity absorption, so you can find that. And they also added new affixes. Yeah, the new loot gen is super sick. Big fan. Which combination of Dragonborn Sword coming from a Tiefling? What is essential in the tree to take? The stuff that gives you DCs till the lock gets 25. It's probably a good idea. 2 man is better than 1 man. What's the best strategy for getting all the past lives? Quit your job. If you quit your job and you have someone else who can pay all your bills for you, I think it's probably going to be that's your first step. And then once you've done that, I think it's also important to make sure that you've got either a good supportive chair. So you got to make sure you got something that's got some good lumbar support. So that way when you're sitting in your chair all day, working on that posture, you're feeling pretty good. So you're not doing too bad. Potentially even go for like a standing desk so you can raise and lower your desk. Getting the right level of snackage. So you got like good healthy snacks, talking about like celery sticks, things like that. I would say that's probably some of the best strategy. Keep yourself healthy and do what you can. But yeah, make sure you quit your job. If you have a family, you got like a wife and kids, get divorced. Get rid of that. Yeah, it's gonna get in the way. Really, you just got to devote all your time to it. So if you want to get getting all the past lives, I would do that. Yeah, it's my recommendation. But to be fair, there really is no best strategy for past lives. It's based on what you want to play. If you want to play as a spellcaster, then you want to get the spellcaster focus past lives. So you want to go and get like you want to get some of the wizard past lives. If you do offensive spellcasters, you should get the sorcerer past lives. If you want to play as an alchemist, you want to get the cleric past lives because they give conjuration. So that's kind of there. Some past lives that are just universal and always good. Paladin. This is 30 healing amp for 3 past lives. This is always good. Barbarian. Barbarian is, I believe it's 10 health each. So that's 30 health for free. It's helpful in the early game if you start doing Reaper mode. Colors of the Queen is a buff here from Epic Past Life that gives you a 7% chance to produce a random effect every 10 seconds that does crazy stuff. So that one's always going to be good and useful. And then the racial lives give you all your racial points. So if you're like me, you can start with 10 points in the tree already and just start spending stuff. Yeah, exactly. If you can do a past life every 3 days, it's going to take you the better part of a year. And doing a past life every 3 days is like don't have a job sort of thing. It's funny because I originally said that as a joke, but seriously, if you want to get all the past lives, just give up on most other things and you should be pretty good. So I wouldn't go for all past lives. I would say most importantly, you should play classes you like and you enjoy and go from there. Because if you don't enjoy what you're playing, you're going to succeed way less frequently. Also, recognize what I think you should do is try to do the same, especially for like racials or epics. Try to do more than one in a row. So try to do 2 epic past lives in a row. Like do an epic, and then instead of going back down, do a second epic. And if you don't mind that, then try to do more epic past lives because they are faster and they give you a good bonus. If you did mind that and you didn't like it because you're like me and you either dislike playing the same build or you're like me and you just don't like epics, then you recognize, okay, then you got to do different, like do a heroic, then an epic, then do a racial, then an epic, then a heroic, then an epic, or something like that. Make sure you're combining your iconic past lives with your heroic lives. So if you need 3 fighter lives and 3 purple dragon knight lives, do them at the same time because you get a bonus for each one. Same thing with wizard and deep gnome, paladin and blade forged, shader kai and rogue. Although rogue past lives suck and shader past lives are okay. They're pretty good because you get dodge, but not the best. Do people ever do raids? Like, what was the point of having a bunch of tunes? Yeah, of course people do raids. People do raids and stuff all the time. There's people that are trying to push raids on the highest difficulty. So people like doing the raids, 2 Out to Handle, and Project Nemesis, Babala Saga, all that other stuff. And then some guilds, there are some raiding guilds out there that try to do the highest difficulty on the highest content on the highest difficulty. So trying to do, I think there's a video that was posted recently of Omnipresence doing 2 Out to Handle on Elite, and they did World First. Over a year after the raid came out, it was finally beaten on Elite difficulty, which is impressive. I don't remember where it was posted. Let me see if I can find the link. I'm sure if you look it up on YouTube, you can find it. But it was very recently. They were the first ones to beat it. So yeah, people do. +6 to saves versus traps? Oh, does it actually do that? Rogue. Oh, it does. I don't know. I usually avoid traps and don't get hit by them. Anyways, this is going to be the end of the live stream. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you had a fantastic time. I had a good time. I'm gonna go to bed though. I'm wiped. I'm exhausted. I gotta go sleep in the bed and get ready for tomorrow. I got a whole bunch of stuff to do, and it's a busy week over here at Strim Tom Incorporated. So this is where we're going to end the live stream. If you like what you saw, make sure you follow on Twitch and subscribe on YouTube so that you never miss when I'm live streaming or to miss a video upload or something like that. On top of that, if you're like, man, I can't get enough Strim Tom and I just need to have more in my life somehow, well, you can always buy yourself a Strim Tom related shirt. Look at this. You get a SUNFEST shirt to celebrate SUNFEST 2020 and the SunFlast build and your participation. It comes with a cool Strim Tom patch on the side. How neat is that? It's a nice little shirt. Or there's other stuff on the store if you want to consider buying any of those. Bear in mind, all proceeds from the SUNFEST 2020 shirt are going to be donated to charity, to the Ottawa Food Bank, which is in my city, and we'll be doing it. The shirts will be available for the rest of the year. I'm just going to do a monthly drop on that. So if anybody wants to buy those shirts, you'll have the option to do that. Although I have a feeling after SUNFEST is over, people might not buy these shirts, which is definitely not going to pay for itself. But you know what? That's okay. I have these shirts, and it's pretty cool. They're pretty comfy. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. We will be back. I'm going to say Friday. I think we're going to be back Friday. That sounds right. Yeah. Yeah, there's the Reaper 1, but they beat Elite a couple days ago, or like a week ago or something. I just don't remember where the video is. Or I had a psychedelic dream, because it's also like 40 fucking degrees here. It's so hot. Why is Canada so hot? This is stupid. My country's stupid and dumb. It's like, oh, Canada, they live in igloos, and it's really cold. And yeah, some people do live in igloos. And yeah, it is cold somewhere, but it's not cold here. Friggin' 40 degrees Canadian. For you Americans, that's like 105. And it's like humid. It's really dumb. But yeah. Other than that, yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you haven't done it yet, make sure before you go to bed, check to see if you can take out the garbage, brush your teeth before you go to bed to protect your teeth. And make sure tomorrow, if you have some free time, call your parents, because you probably haven't talked to them in a while. And they could use your love and support. So thank you guys for watching. Have a great evening. And I will catch you guys all later. Au revoir. Goodbye. Hit the thing.